fans, and welcome to another edition of NDB Media's Sports Talk with the Guys, home of the Monday Morning Quarterbacks on Saturday. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, it is a glorious morning. As you know, no one is safe while we troll the digital airwaves. Join us as we discuss the latest news in the world of sports, and we will review the events of the past week. No fantasy sports here. We keep it real. And, of course, you need to remember, we kill brain cells. And as such, we just might be the purveyors of the zombie apocalypse. But that's neither here nor there. You have been warned. You need to know that we are repetitive and redundant. We have no peers. And we are the internet's ongoing traffic wreck. Welcome, welcome. Good morning. It is May 8th, 2021. And what a great time to be alive, is it not, folks? It is absolutely glorious. I'm the scorekeeper, and we're going to get this program going. Mother's Day in the Latin world is tomorrow. Forgive me. There's a little thing that's bugging me right there in the eye. Oh, sorry for the video feed. Thank you for joining us. We are on Twitch. We are on YouTube. We're on Facebook. And God knows we happen to be everywhere else. But it's not bad. We're happy, and we're moving forward, folks. So, as you know, that is our logo. Does it work? Oh, I guess it didn't. Oh, I set that up as background. Duh. That wasn't right. There it is. Sports Talk with the Guys. And we already have our first likes this morning. Good morning, Herr General. Joshua Dalton. Good morning, young man out there in the East Coast. Thank you for joining. And I got to tell you, a lot of stuff going on. The East Coast beat up on the Yankees last night. I think it was 11-4 or something like that, but still love the Yankees. Josh, I hope you're doing well this Saturday morning. I may be able to catch up with you guys tonight on the AIRWAVES. And Josh, I apologize. We've been doing quite a few programs lately, and we haven't seen you on the program. Maybe you get a chance to join us more often. We have the Nightmare Hunter on this Monday, ladies and gentlemen. Big deal going on. And, of course, on Tuesday, we have what else do we have? Another Nightmare Hunter or a DA-verse episode. We haven't decided. All part of the NDV Media Network, whether you know it or not, Josh. Welcome aboard. And, we have our first victim. Just kidding. We have our first friend of the family. Good morning, Matthew. How are you, young man?
Good morning, scorekeeper. Good. How are you?
I'm doing real well on this Saturday morning. We haven't had you here for a few weeks. How's everything, Matt?
Good. You know, I was gone for a whole month and a half because I had to cover other things at work for Saturday morning delivery.
I hear you. You are the man of the hour. And now, speaking of the man of the hour, look at who we have. Oh, my God. He is the Stud Muffin. Good morning, Dream. How are you?
Good morning. How y'all doing?
I'm doing real well. You're in a vehicle. Where are you going?
I'm going to work. I had a little bit of a long morning. Didn't go exactly as planned. So I had to drop off someone somewhere and keeping on.
Well, at least you got the sun out there already. We don't have sun over here yet. Lucky you.
Yeah.
It is a bit dark out here, but it's going. Let me get to what I usually get to, gentlemen. I don't know what it is out there, Dream, but it's 59 degrees out here. We have a 4%, 4% chance of rain. I got to tell you, I got to worry about my back getting wet, but hey, I'm in the office, so life's good in the hood. And it's going to get to a high of 77 today, low of 55. Let me see. It's going to be sunny. It's not too bad. But right now, humidity is 77%. Pressure is 29.92 inches. We have a 9-mile sky, knowing the sun is not up yet, but whatever. The wind is kind of heading a little bit to the east with a slight northern orientation. The dew point is 51 degrees. The moon phase is a waning crescent right now. And the UV index is 0 of 10. And it looks like we already have several comments. And let me see. Joshua Dalton says, I watched the Thursday episode yesterday morning. Yeah, dude, it was scary. It was definitely scary, but we did it the last minute. We were really happy to do it. And I'm going to go over the schedule in just a moment. What's going on in the NDB media? The NDB Mediaverse. There's a lot going on. So, good morning, Gridiron Girl. How are you this morning? So, like I say, we've got everything going and blowing. Gentlemen, a little early. I've got the jokes set up to go off at 6:37 and 7:03, but I hope you guys like this one. Welcome to everyone. A Michigan lawyer by the name of Thomas said, "Well, Matt, so you want to defend me, huh? Have you got any money?" "No, sir. I ain't got no money, but I do have a 1928 Ford car." "Well, you can raise money on that. Now let's see. What did they accuse you of stealing?" "A 1928 Ford car." All right, thank you. I appreciate that, gentlemen. Had Big Dog been here, he would have destroyed my dignity. So,
what little you have left.
There is not much left. We do have a few presidential jokes, which we may get to in a little bit, but we're going to leave them there for now. This is, well, screw it. Why did the chicken cross the road? And these are told by former presidents and vice presidents.
Why?
President George W. Bush. President George W. Bush says, "I don't believe we need to get the chickens across the road. I say give the road to the chickens and let them decide. The government needs to let go of strangling the chickens so they can get across the road." Vice President Cheney says, "Chickens are big time because they have wings. They can fly if they wanted to. Chickens don't want to cross the road. They don't need help crossing the road. In fact, I'm not interested in crossing the road myself." Ernest Hemingway says, "To die in the rain." Bill Clinton said, "I did not cross the road with that chicken." "What do you mean by chicken? Could you define chicken, please?" And of course, the indelible, the incredible Colonel Sanders says, "I missed one?" All right. We'll have a few more.
In the same vein of crossing the road, here's an adult version. Why did the sperm cross the road?
Because the guy fell on the road dead?
No, because Matt wore the wrong socks this morning.
Oh, morning, Matt. Jeez.
Wow.
Wow.
I thought you would have directed that at him, to,
No,
he used to be married.
since I saw you. It's been a minute since I saw you, so I had to share the love.
Matt, you haven't been
well,
here.
thanks. I appreciate that.
We definitely miss you, Matt. We're thankful
straight
that you're back with us again, and it's a lot of good stuff. Folks, very quickly this weekend, Formula One, Spain is May 7th through the 9th. Next week, NHRA is going to be going 14th through the 16th. And then on November 16th, the NBA Hall of Fame 2021. On May 18th, the NBA play-in tournament begins. And then we have Monaco in Formula One starting on May 20th, going through the 23rd. And that's when we have tentatively in the sports calendar coming up. A lot of exciting stuff. In the extended baseball calendar, in a game that should be of interest to all of us, July 13th, Major League Baseball All-Star Game, which will be in Atlanta. I'm so... Bye-bye, Atlanta. He's not going to be. I believe it's in Milwaukee. So it went from a lot of insensitive pricks to a bunch of drunk pricks. Hey, whatever. Life is good in the baseball world. All right, gentlemen. Today in sports history, back in 1878, the first unassisted triple play in organized baseball by Paul Hines. Back in 1878. And further items, forgive me, back in 1946, Red Sox Johnny Pesky scores 6 runs in one game. Can you imagine that, guys? 6 runs. Now, Dream did that in one game against us when they scored like 80 runs.
I think that was 6 in 1 inning.
So anyway.
And the best part was I didn't run a single time.
He just looked at it go.
All right, so imagine, I don't know if you saw that scene from Moneyball where what's his face, big dude, was running around base, and his biggest fear was having to round the base and go to second base. And he hit the ball, ran to first, and then tumbles and falls as he's trying to round to second because he knew he hit a good one. And he stumbled and fell and rolled in the dirt and then like crawled his way back to first and tagged, super embarrassed. And they all told him to get up and take a look because he hit a home run. But he let it get into him so hard that he was so scared that he stumbled and fell and couldn't even all he had to do was trot the bases at that point.
That was a great scene in Moneyball. I enjoyed that one. It was good stuff, and I appreciate you took us back down that road. Good morning to the Almighty. Hey. Good morning. How are you, young man?
Not too bad. How you doing, scorekeeper?
I'm doing real well.
How about you,
Siri in check.
Awesome. Awesome. All right. How are you doing, Matt? It's been a while.
Yeah, been a long time. How are you doing? I'm doing good.
Not too bad. I'm glad you're doing well. Keeping busy?
Oh, yeah. That's why I haven't been on the show.
And the last few items that I have in the calendar, back in 1996, Paris Saint-Germain of France wins the 36th European Winners' Cup against Rapid Wien of Austria's 1-0 in Brussels. In 2010, the last piece of Yankee Stadium falls in the Bronx, New York, marking the end of a 2-year demolition process. And finally, on this day back in 2018, which the Yankees took note of, Seattle Mariners left-handed pitcher James Paxton hurls a no-hitter in a 5-0 win versus the Blue Jays. And at that day, the Yankees said, "We got to get him." Yeah, we got him. Where's he now? Oh, shit, I don't know. I don't think he's with the Yankees anymore. And speaking of not being with the Yankees anymore, here he is, the man of the hour, the big rough himself, the one who makes it happen, the Big Dog.
What up, Big Dog?
What's up, Matthew? All right, you're back.
Yeah, what's up, Big Dog?
How's it going?
Good. Going good.
We've missed you.
I know. Been busy every other Saturday.
Wait a minute. Every other Saturday?
No, every Saturday I've been busy.
Oh, yeah, okay. All right, Matt. We know. There's someone in your life now. Who's that person, Matt? Who's in your life now?
Yeah, I wish. I don't know if that'll happen. We'll see.
Oh, I thought it was your job, dude.
Yeah.
All right, I was just screwing with you. Don't worry, Matt. You and I are both the lonely hearts right now, so it's all good in the hood.
We're here too. Same here too.
Oh, all right. Fair enough. I think the gentlemen that are on the right over there, that guy looking over Matt, Dream, he's doing well. And Almighty, he's got his shit together too, so not too bad, young man.
Oh, my God.
So the guys on the right are the studs.
Yeah. Actually, anyone to the right of me is a stud, so we'll leave it at that.
Well,
hey, gentlemen. How's it looking, boys? I know it's rather insulting to ask a whole bunch of guys, but how's it looking? I went with the Van Dyke. Look younger, older, don't give a shit. How is it?
That's probably my favorite look on you.
Aw, Dream, thank you.
It looks good.
Oh, thanks, Matt. Since no one else is going to answer. So, all right,
Yeah.
fair enough.
Well, I really don't compliment guys, but you look sexy.
Oh, my God. Okay, well, I wasn't. All right, now I'm going to get slammed by the Big Dog. Here we go.
I have to agree. Roger looks great. He has that face for radio,
Hey, Big Dog, since you're here, I
have the face for radio.
You
Nah.
missed the first joke.
Big dog can. Oh, I'm sorry. What was that?
I said Big Dog missed the first joke I did.
What was
but
it? Okay.
but I don't know if you're gonna tell it later. But I have a different one for you.
Okay.
So a man, because we were talking about lawyers earlier. Man goes up to a lawyer. He has some legal issues, so he asks the lawyer, how much do you charge? And the lawyer responds, I charge $100,000 for 3 questions. He goes, $100,000? Isn't that a little steep? He goes, maybe you're right. Now, what's your third question?
Definitely good. I like that one. Folks, I do want to get some love out there. General Joshua Dalton gave us a little bit of love already, and Gridiron Grow as well. So, thank you. We're up to 2 likes today, and at 30 likes, we're going to be giving out a $5 Amazon gift card, folks. I know on Sports Talk with the Guys, it may be difficult to get to that because we have a different viewing audience, but we'll take them as soon as we get to 30 likes, whether they be hearts, unhappy faces, or whatever. I don't give a rat's ass. We'll take it. So, really good stuff. Good stuff indeed. So, all right, we're going to go ahead and continue. Yes, Dream.
I was just going to say real quick, I'm going to be out for pretty much most of this show. I will be listening, but I had a few call-outs today, so I'm going to be kind of busy.
How dare they?
I know.
Dream, what's going on? It's Mother's Day weekend in the Latin world.
Yeah.
Actually, no, in the entire world.
In the entire world.
Yeah.
Actually, tomorrow is Mother's Day in the United States, and on the 10th, it's in the Latin world. So 2 days in a row. Dream.
There was just some family emergencies going on and moving stuff going on. And then we're going to be closed Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. So we are going to be resetting for a reopen. So there's a lot of work coming, and we're going to be opening up the doors and letting people dine in, and it's going to be a wonderful thing. So we got a lot of prep work to do, and it's just a little bit of a nightmare because I'm trying to get it all done early because, as you all know, on Tuesday I am flying out to California, and it's going to be a wonderful thing. So I need to make sure everything's done by Monday so that Tuesday rolls around, they're just kind of farting around, helping the front end take care of their stuff that they haven't done.
Dream, is it this Tuesday or on the 18th?
No, I'm leaving this Tuesday, but I'm going to be in a different part of California.
Right.
We got an Airbnb thing going on, and having some friends come visit, some family come visit, and
see scorekeeper. There you go. He's gonna visit Matt first before he comes to visit us.
Matt and his socks, I guess.
You'll have to go back and listen to that to find the answer to that comment.
Right. Yeah.
Yes.
I won't retell it.
Oh, there's no need to retell that one. No need whatsoever. But we're good. All right. Well, Dream, thank you. I'm sorry. Hopefully you can jump in at your leisure, and hopefully you'll be able to give some commentary right now. So thank you, Dream. Godspeed. Can't wait to see you out here on this side. So we'll see. We'll firm up everything else. Talk to you later on, right after the program, Dream.
Yes, please.
All right.
You got my email?
No.
Oh,
what?
Okay.
What? Scorekeeper checking email? Nah.
Shut up.
I emailed you about something personal. So if you can check that later. And
all right. We'll talk to you right after the program, man.
Yeah.
All right. Fair enough. Now, I did lie. I did get my Sports Talk with the Guys email, so I apologize. I was a little narrow in my vision, so we got that ready to go. So I did do that. So, all right, let me see. First joke for the big dog. Oh, Dream already had it ready to go. We did get another like this morning. Aisha, good morning, young lady. Good afternoon, young lady. How you doing? So, there it is. Big dog.
What?
Maybe a little bit of breaking news in Major League Baseball. Your team, got rid of a potential future Hall of Famer.
Well, not breaking news. It happened a couple of days ago.
Yeah, well, sports talk with the guys, dude. You should know this
Home of the
already.
Monday morning quarterbacks every Saturday morning.
On Saturday, you should know this. Yes.
Oh, did you want me to go or what?
Sure, why not, big dog? Talk about your team, the Angels.
Well, they finally got rid of the bad contract, even though there was nothing left on it. But yeah, in fact, I'm trying to pull this damn thing up right now.
That's what she said.
But yes, Albert Pujols was designated for assignment. I believe it was Wednesday, which of course we all know what that means. So he has been released. It was now scorekeeper kept saying that he had been pulling his weight the last couple of years of his 5-year contract or so. What
I
scorekeeper?
said he'd been decent, but continue. I've never used the word pulling his own weight because he's a big man.
Yes, he is. Where the hell is that article?
Anyway, folks, he
There it
in
is.
2021, he was only batting 198 when he was released. He did have 5 homers and 12 RBIs, but he'd only played in 24 games. Obviously, the skills had degraded to a level that was just unbearable.
Hey,
And
Dream, can you mute yourself? We hear the water going.
Oh, sorry.
Oh.
I was
No
going
problem.
to the bathroom, and just kidding. I'm just washing my hands.
Well, that's a damn good stream. If that was you going to the bathroom, there's no problems there.
No, it'd be like,
all right, Dream, cut
all
it out.
right, enough.
That hit a little too close to home. But the Dream, Big Dog, if you want to check the private chat, he sent a joke to you, Dream, or to you, Big Dog. So it's all for you. Has to do with a pair of socks and stuff, so it's all good. So, ladies and gentlemen, it looks as of right now, before Albert Pujols finds himself a brand new home, of course, he's walking away with 667 home runs, 2,112 RBIs. The man's walking out with a 298 batting average, a 376 on base percentage, and a 545 slugging. His OPS is 921. Wow.
Yeah, but most of that damage was done with the Cardinals. I have a comparison here. Now he played 11 seasons with the Cardinals, 10 seasons with the Angels, or I guess it'd be 9.5. But he was in his 10th season with the Angels. His batting average with the Cardinals was 328. His batting average with the Angels was 256. His OPS with the Cardinals was 1.037. His OPS with the Angels was 758. He had 445 home runs with the Cardinals. He had 222 with the Angels. His at-bats per home run were 14.2 with the Cardinals, which of course means, for those people that don't know, every 14.2 plate appearances, he would hit a home run with the Cardinals. With the Angels, he was 20.8. His best MVP finish, of course, with the Cardinals, he was first 3 times, of course, in 2005, 2008, and 2009. And his best finish with the Angels, 17th.
Twice.
Yeah, so this was, as I said, when he first signed the contract, I was not happy with it. I knew it was not going to work out. I thought we were going to get a good first couple of seasons, and then he was going to tail off. Unfortunately, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, scorekeeper, but didn't his first 4 or 5 seasons go pretty bad? And then he started clawing out of it in the middle of it, and then tailed off again at the end.
I believe look, he was hurt in his second year with the Angels, and that really brought his numbers down. But the man hit 30 homers and 105 RBIs, which would have been a low year for the Cardinals. Then he hit 17 and 64, came back 28 and 105. Then when he made the All-Star game, 40 home runs, 95 RBIs, then 31 and 119, and that was the last time he would break 30. He had 23 and 101, and then 19 and 64. And in 2019, he might have come back power-wise, 23 with 93 RBIs, but he only hit 244. And last year, he hit 6 home runs and 25 RBIs. And this year, he was on to a more productive pace, but he was batting 198. It was more than likely that was it. He was not going to break the Mendoza line, and it was pretty much done. And by the way, folks, for those of you that know and don't know, the Mendoza line is 200. The Noriega line is 100. So go figure.
I will say he did have a good career. It was a full career for baseball,
Yes.
you know.
Yep.
And if he had to suck somewhere, I'm glad it was the Angels.
Screw you. Pujols is only one of 2 players, along with Hank Aaron, to reach 600 home runs, 2,100 RBIs, and 3,000 hits, and is the only player in history with 3,000 hits, 600 homers, and multiple World Series titles.
Yep. Like I said, he's had a great freaking career, and off the field, he was a great person. I believe he's done a lot for charities and children stuff and everything else. So, I mean, you probably know more about that than I do, Big Dog, but I know he's done a lot.
And I guess they've already talked to Tony La Russa, his old manager, and La Russa says this was I think I read this yesterday. La Russa said, unfortunately, there is no spot for him there. That he says he's just got too many people there to give up a spot to Pujols.
What the hell does the old man Tony La Russa know about spots when he doesn't even know the overtime or extra inning rules?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, man. Tony La Russa, way to go, dude.
Good segue.
The thinking man's manager to baseball. He reinvented Major League Baseball. This is Tony La Russa's big contributions, allegedly. Having the pitcher bat 8th, and remember the disastrous time where he started his starting pitchers on 3 innings? It was 3 innings, 3 innings, and 3 innings. That's the way he would get around not having any pitching. Tony La Russa, the genius. Yeah, okay. Whatever.
And the reason why Scorekeeper says this is La Russa admitted that he did not fully know the extra innings rule that would have allowed him to avoid using closer Liam Hendricks as a base runner in a 0-0 game against the Reds, Scorekeeper's second favorite team, on Wednesday. Says Hendricks had double switched into the game in the bottom of the inning, taking the number 5 spot in the batting order, which made the last out in the top of the frame. Per Major League Baseball rules, as extra innings begin, the spot in the order to make the last out in the previous inning becomes the base runner at second base. However, his spot is occupied by a pitcher. The team had the option to use the preceding player in the batting order as the runner. In that case, it would have been Jose Uribe. But La Russa didn't know that. So, hi, Aisha. So, talk about a blunder by a manager, that's been around forever to not know that rule.
And folks, this is the rule. It's very simple. Big Dog explained it very well, the legalese, but this is the way it works. You start off the inning with the guy on second who did the last, who was basically the last out. Or the guy who was batting the last time. That was it. Now, in baseball rules, let me tell you some little bit of creativity. If I'm up to bat and Matt Alvarez is on second and he decides to steal and is caught out, I still get to bat to start the inning. It basically who made who was the last out before me. It might have been Matt Alvarez. I don't know. But the point is, I would still bat. The last guy before me, he would be up. But what they did was they did double switch, and they, he lost track of what was going on. He still thought he was playing in the National League, and it is what it is. It's very simple. The last guy up, basically, is going to be the base runner.
Unless it's the pitcher, and then you can use the previous guy to that, it says, right?
And I apologize, Big Dog. Yes, it was made very clear because they don't want pitchers. Pitchers, they don't want them to get hurt. So, Aisha, thank you. I don't know if you noticed, but I went youthful again, and I'm hoping to stay this way. Summer is coming. I don't like to have a beer during the summer because I don't like people moving in during the summer. So anyway, that was a lame joke.
Yeah.
Big Dog.
So you went youthful by just cutting off the edges and just going with the Van Dyke?
Yeah.
I thought you'd go youthful by like dyeing it or something because it's still gray. I love you though.
I love the Yankees. I love the Yankees. I love the Yankees.
It doesn't count when you say
dog.
it.
I hate the Big Dog.
No, you don't.
Well, I just posted an article. It's in the chat room of the mistakes that Mr. LaRussa has made this year. There's no need to go over it because we are only a 4-hour program on Saturday mornings. It would be a waste. It'd be a waste of our time, but it is what it is, folks, and we'll get to it. But very quickly, I don't know if we wanted to get into some commentary, either about LaRussa or about Pujols, and I guess we can go around the horn. Maybe we can go that way. Hi, Matthew. Hi, how are you?
Good.
All right. Did you want to go ahead and comment on Mr. Albert Pujols?
No comment.
Dream, I know you're muted, but if you want to jump in, go ahead. Other than that, Almighty, any commentary about this guy? I mean, look, someone may pick him up, but I just don't think because his contract is still in the $30 million range or so. It is the last year of the deal. I genuinely believe Albert Pujols, Prince Albert, is done. And we can have a conversation now about him being a Hall of Famer. Almighty?
Well, I think everything's been said. I mean, about him, so I have no comment. I mean, he was a great player back in his day, and so, I mean, I guess the Hall of Fame will decide if he gets in or not. Do you think he has worthy numbers?
Oh, good God, yes. Yes.
I thought you might, but,
looking at his numbers in a totality, look, he was a disappointment for the Angels for the amount of money that they paid. But the Angels, if you look at the attendance numbers, and this is, I dislike this one guy who has a blog, but I'm going to give him props, because just because I dislike him doesn't mean that he makes cogent arguments. And I'm going to find him. He has a blog. He's called The Captain. It's a Major League Baseball blog. The guy really gets into all facets of baseball. And he's talked about the multi-year deals, that there really is no such thing as a disastrous deal. Because when you look at baseball being a money-making institution, signing a major talent, right or wrong, signing a major talent puts butts in the seats. And folks, the Angels may have overtaken the Dodgers as the most consistent franchise when it comes to attendance. And part of that investment was Albert Pujols. Big Dog, we've talked about how the Dodgers were guaranteed 3 million fans a year. They were the only team for decades.
Yep.
The Angels are in that conversation now.
Yeah.
They're drawing over 2 million solidly and broach 3 million on a regular basis in a smaller stadium, by the way.
Yeah, and $4 beer has a lot to do with it.
Artie Moreno, he was very shrewd. You know, he was one of the only owners ever that upon purchasing a team, he went to sit down in all the sections of his brand new stadium.
Yep.
That's kind of cool. And he would sit down and chat with the fans. You say, hey, what do you think about the music, the entertainment? What, about stuff that we give away? What would be of interest to you? And he would ask them about the prices of the food. And lo and behold, he reduced the prices of food, man, across the board. And I don't know if he is the most inexpensive, but beer is rather inexpensive at Anaheim compared to other stadiums.
Compared to other stadiums, and the fact that California is usually one of the more expensive states, period, in all the sporting venues that are out there. New York's always up there, Chicago's always up there, Miami. But Artie Moreno decided to go with the old adage of not quantity over quality, but he cut his profits, but he sold more. So instead of charging a higher price and making more profits and maybe not selling as much, he lowered it, knowing that if you're gonna if you go to Dodger Stadium and spend $10 for a cup of beer, he figured you could get twice as much if maybe he only charged $6, for the same amount of beer, but then now you're selling two. So, he went for smaller profits but more selling. So, hats off to him. I mean, he appeased a lot of the fans, and a lot of fans are very appreciative and are still very appreciative to him for doing that and keeping the prices down, even after all these years and after all the bad years that the Angels have had. You would think that he might have raised the prices to try and offset the losses of the Angels' losses, but he hasn't. So hats off to him. He's one of the most well-liked owners, I think, in all of major sports.
Well, I already like him. Let's bring him over to the Giants, and we'll get our feedback with you.
Well, hopefully they'll be able to allow owners to own multiple teams. Oh, it is 6:37 a.m. I do apologize. My alarm went off. I already delivered one joke. We'll do the next one at 7:03. So, good morning to everyone. We have quite a few people in our chat room. Folks, let us know who you are and where you hail from. You're listening to Sports Talk with the Guys, home of the Monday Morning Quarterbacks on Saturday. Right there, Matt Alvarez. Jump over him, and you've got Dream. And then, in a position that I've been in many times before, the big dog is right down there. And over there, that's Almighty. That's him. So we're off to a wonderful morning this morning. So, Matt, anything you want to get to this morning? Anything? As you know, we're all over the place, folks. So,
yeah, it's interesting that you guys had talked about that, because now with moving into the next phase, the Giants have been preparing this whole offseason to get everything ready, because now they're saying, well, in order to get entry, I'm sure this is going on in other sports as well, with other baseball teams too, where the only way to get entry into the game now is to be vaccinated.
Really? The entire stadium, or just certain parts of it?
I guess the entire stadium, because they increased it, they changed it. I looked it up last night. They're now at 50% capacity. So that's
yeah, and on Monday. Oh no, that's never mind. That's LA County. Never mind.
oh, okay. But yeah, that's what they're doing.
Yeah, because LA County just moved into the yellow tier. I guess yesterday or maybe Monday, and capacity for outdoor seating is going to go up to 60. Was it 67% scorekeeper, or was it 73%?
Actually, you're almost right on. Apparently, it's 66%. So it is 67%.
So
yes, it boomed. It jumped exponentially.
We've been doing very well here in SoCal. So,
and this is going to piss off most of our audience, but apparently, 50% of LA County is vaccinated. That's unreal. The number.
Fully vaccinated, or have received at least one shot?
Have received at least one shot.
Oh, okay.
And I don't know what that means, but our vaccination rates are much higher, and all of a sudden I guess the numbers speak for themselves, folks. But as a very simple comment, I want to go back, and Big Dog and I have talked about this. When the closure in California happened, California is ridiculed a great deal because of being California. But when March rolled around and California shut down, Big Dog and I talked about it. California shut down. There was no one on the roads for over a month.
Yeah.
It was amazing. And it was absolutely horrible that the entire state did what was asked of it, and we still had a struggle with what happened. This is not a commentary on management. It's not a commentary on everything else. This is how serious we took it. And there were sacrifices by everyone. And it was just a shame that other people,
idiots,
couldn't do the same. But when it came down to doing it, we shut it down, man. It was amazing. It was frightening. And it is what it is. But I guess that was a commentary. I apologize. This is not the opinion of Sports Talk with the Guys. It's the opinion of this idiot right here, who will be a zombie in the future.
It is a great testament to California, though, that we were just a few months ago, 6 months ago, whatever it was, that we were the hot spot of the entire United States. Our numbers were horrible, and now we're the darlings of the United States. We're the best state right now out of everyone. So it's a testament to people that didn't want to go along with it, but we brought them along. We made them claw their way through it, but we came out hopefully better on the at the end. But right now as far as I know, scorekeeper, are we not the number one state as far as lowest numbers and all the other stuff is concerned?
Thank you, Big Dog. I don't know that. I just know that our numbers are like March and April of last year. So I don't have that information. I can't confirm that. I know we're doing very well. There are other states that are doing well. But unfortunately, I know Oregon and Washington, they're seeing spikes. And I know in parts of Michigan, if I'm not mistaken, Almighty, I don't know if you follow this much, but how well is Ohio doing and states around you? There are spikes, right? But that's just it, just spikes.
Here and there, but most of the counties are seeing are going down. But, we're pretty much open. We don't,
How are the scorekeeper? How are the countries of Florida and Texas?
Well, Florida is not doing very well. Texas, surprisingly, they're actually okay. The Republic of Texas is doing fairly well, considering the former colony of Spain, Florida, is not doing very well right now. But they haven't been doing very well for a long time. And we do know that Florida we know it. It's been proven time and time again. Florida is lying about its numbers. Florida, F you. Sue me, Florida. You know you're lying. You've been caught lying. You're still lying about your numbers. Not a conspiracy. It's jackassity, quite frankly. But I get it. I know you want to. I know you want to kill off all those seniors because they're such a drain on the Florida social system. So whatever.
They've been lying about numbers since the 2000 election.
All right, there you go.
Oh, that's funny.
I was thinking the same thing.
I did not think about that. Maybe somewhere over here, I was like, why the hell didn't I bring that up? But no. Way to go, Almighty. So, Matt, it's going to be where you have to have the shot then, right, to get into the stadium?
Yeah, but see, this is where the other side of it picked up, where people are like, well, I don't want to get vaccinated, but I still want to, go back to normal life. But is this the way it's going to be now? Because, they're already talking about, well, we're running out of vaccinations here and there, and, the president's administration is like, well, we're trying to get more out. We just don't know if we have the supply and demand for it. Supply and demand. And I like what Aisha said in the chat room. Aisha said that over here in Britain, we spend most of the year in lockdown already.
Yeah, and they were in 2 significant lockdowns. They locked down, they eased up a little bit, and went to an entire, again, full shutdown. That's crazy.
Unfortunately, with what Matt says, is that they want to go back to normal. Pre-COVID, it's not going to happen. There's going to be, unfortunately, what's coming is the new normal. And people that say that they want to go to the games or whatever, but don't want to get the vaccination. This is the whole thing, the whole mask situation all over again in a private business. If the stadium, which is owned privately for the most part, or the company or the sports team, won't allow fans unless they're vaccinated, that is their choice, and it's your choice whether you want to get vaccinated or not. And if the two clash, we're probably going to get some court battles, but those are going to be the rules of the stadium and or the team. Because I know here, Dodger Stadium has, you can go to the games. They do the temperature check and so on and so forth. But I know there is a couple of sections on every level of Dodger Stadium that are designated for fans that are completely vaccinated. So you don't have to have the 6 feet across. You don't have to wear the masks. That started up, I believe it was 1 or 2 weeks ago, when the complete vaccinations were being completed. So Dodger Stadium said, okay, we're going to open up. I think it's one section on each side of the stadium on each level is open to fully vaccinated fans.
But that brings us to another interesting question, Big Dog, because I'm sure you've heard that a lot of the independent promotions have actually started up places like Texas. Most of them have opened up.
As far as wrestling, you mean, or what?
Yeah.
Yeah. You're here too.
And that's smaller venue, but with more fans.
Yeah, but as we said though, Texas has always done things their way. They're like in Miami, and everything pretty much opened up. So I know here it has opened because I know, in fact, Darlene Double D, she goes to a lot of the indie wrestling, the smaller ones, the smaller federations, and she posts her videos when she's there. It is a much smaller crowd, so they are limiting, and they do wear masks. But yeah, they started up again. I'm waiting for PWG and PCW to start up, but I figure maybe another month or two, once everything kind of reopens to as much capacity as possible, we'll probably start seeing inside venues again. Even the Lakers and Clippers. It's really packed. Oh, okay.
So she's already gone to several. Yeah. And by the way, I do want to give Darla Double D a shout out. Thank you, young lady. We did get a like from you, and she has information. GCW soon. Who's that, Big Dog? GCW.
It's one of the smaller promotions. I'm not familiar with them.
One of the indie names. Oh, and by the way, Aisha, I do apologize. The link that you had in the chat room was related to the Dodgers and Angels playing. Indirectly, we are talking about them, but Albert Pujols was with the Angels. He was released. Now I feel we can have the conversation whether he's going to be a Hall of Famer or not. I think the conversation's over. Go ahead, Big Dog.
And Mike Trout admitted yesterday that when he found out Albert Pujols was released, he broke down, and he says that he did not see that coming, and he genuinely shed a tear for Albert Pujols. Knowing that I guess they had grown close together, kind of a mentorship type of thing.
Aisha does say, if I'm honest, I think the new normal will be a case of split system. Those who have been vaccinated will be able to enjoy sports and other events, and those who haven't will be limited in their numbers and in a different area.
Sounds about right.
It's interesting, folks, that this is actually happening in the United States. The United States it's a unique animal in what is private and what is not private. In the United States, almost everything is public, the fact of the matter, but yet we have intense privacy laws. And in the United States of America, we have a landmark law, which is colloquially known as HIPAA, and is the basically health information protection, where your personal information cannot be publicly divulged. Not even that, you even can't talk about it. I, as in my different roles as business owner, as well as employee of a municipal entity, I know what I can say and what I can't. It is very difficult for me to ask an employee when they've been off sick for a day or two, how are you feeling? It's interesting because if a regular employee were to ask, they're okay. But due to HIPAA requirements, I don't know if I can actually ask them that, because it is of a personal nature, their health information. That's why a lot of people don't know this, and it angers me a great deal. It is very stupid. It is, Big Dog, but you didn't have to deal with HIPAA. And
yes, I did.
Okay, well,
remember, I was in management at Rite Aid.
Yeah, but that was Rite Aid, so, but that's okay.
You know, there is a pharmacy in Rite Aid, you know, with customers that have problems.
Okay, yes, but being that I was a timekeeper and I have access to everyone's information, for me to publicly ask someone how are they doing, it actually is a HIPAA violation. That's why I could not ask someone how are they doing after coming back.
I understand that part, but I'm saying that part is stupid. That those are the people that when someone genuinely just says, "Hey, how are you feeling?" and the person sues over that, that's what's wrong with the legal system. These frivolous lawsuits, when someone is genuinely asking, "Hey, how are you doing?" "Oh my God, you violated my HIPAA. You violated HIPAA. You're not allowed to ask me how I'm doing." That is stupidity. I'm sorry. That is my opinion.
In the United States, knowing that we have these different regulations, it's going to be interesting what Aisha says and what others have said about if you're vaccinated, you can go there. If you voluntarily reveal your information, I guess that's different. But it's interesting that they're creating that. And Aisha does comment about the two-tier system. We'll see how that's going to go. Dream, you're in.
Yes,
what did you want to talk about?
I wanted to comment on that real quick. A lot of that can be prevented if a policy is in place at the workplace where any call out for sickness has to be before you can return to work, you need to bring a negative COVID test. Because of the pandemic, you can't instill a policy like that. And that should be signed and dated by the employee beforehand and before any of this happens. Before you come up into something like that, and be like, okay, if you need to call out because you're sick, for the safety of the rest of the staff, for you to return to work, you need to bring a negative COVID test.
Now, Big Dog I'm sorry, a Dream. Is that because the employee said that they were?
If an employee calls out for being sick in general, they don't give you any reason. They just say, "Hey, I'm sick. I'm not going to come in." Okay, for you to return to work, you need to bring me a negative COVID test, and that will, number one, prevent the spread of the disease. Number two, because you don't know why you're sick, you're just feeling under the weather. Okay, fine, I get it. Not everybody wants to go to the doctor for that. You know, not everybody has insurance for whatever reason, but COVID tests, for the most part, are free. You know, if you don't have insurance, there's, you know, whatever. You know, there's free tests available for Medicare and everything else. The other thing, it's going to prevent people from calling out for no reason, saying, "Oh yeah, I don't want to go to work today. I'm feeling sick, blah, blah, blah." And now all of a sudden I got to go get a COVID test. Oh, fuck no. It's easier just to go back to work. The other thing I wanted to say, HIPAA is for insurance companies. insurance companies are not allowed to divulge personal information. A corporation is not allowed to divulge personal information to anybody about whatever. As an employer, for you to ask, your employee, are you okay? Are you sick? How are you feeling? That shouldn't be a HIPAA violation. The HIPAA violation, comes into play where, say you're at Rite Aid or CVS or whatever, you're in the pharmacy and, somebody's prescription's ready. Hey, Mr. So-and-so, your Viagra is ready. You can't say that. You can't say, your antibiotics for your syphilis or whatever it is. You can't say stuff like that because somebody might overhear. It's a violation of personal information, stuff like that. Or if somebody calls the pharmacy and, like, say one of my employees calls out sick and I call the pharmacy and be like, hey, so-and-so called out sick. This is an employee I have here. What does he have so that I can make sure my staff is okay? They can't give me that information. The doctor can't give me that information. That has to come from the employee. And if you need a written note from the doctor or whatever, if you require that at your place of employment, then and only then is it okay to be like, okay, for you to come back to work, I need to make sure you're clear about this.
Thank you, Dream. As a matter of fact, Aisha says that when she arrives at work, the first thing her boss does is check her temperature with an electronic device.
Yep.
She has a temperature. She gets sent home. Now, I don't want to get into the and Dream eloquently made it very clear. Thank you. I just feel that I need to say that I don't want you to assume because I believe it's being lost. Because I said very clearly, I am an employer and an employee. And I specifically stated the situation at work as an employee. I just want to make very clear that I do know HIPAA and I understand the things. And Dream, well said, I agree with you. It's because, folks, about 15 years ago, all of our information was on the internet. And anyone could get it. And people were pretty damn pissed off about that. And they rewrote the rules and some of the things happened, and there were workplace issues as well. So I really don't want to get into those things at this point. It's just, if you look at it, there are conceivably some violations in the public world when you ask someone, do you have it or not? That's crazy.
Well, the fact that you have to show papers and everything else where you're going, that's huge. I did not see that coming.
I actually did some months ago.
Nazi.
I posted
Nazi.
on Facebook.
Get it? Nazi.
Oh, very good. Very good, Dream. I missed that. I did post on Facebook some months ago. I said, watch, guys. They're going to require proof of your vaccinations and that they're going to ask you, have you been vaccinated or not? Remember, I said, imagine having to go to a birthday party and family would say, have you got your shot yet? And oh my God, that shit is happening right now.
Yeah. Well, I put it out there. I get my shot. I got all of my shots, and I am okay. Like, if somebody comes up to me and I still wear my mask and everything else. I'm not going to be an idiot. Just because you have the vaccine doesn't mean you can't get a different mutated strain. But you still take precautions and you do it for everybody else so that they're not freaking out. They see you wearing a mask, they think, okay, well, maybe I should wear my mask too. They may or may not be vaccinated. You don't know. So just having it out there and visible is a step in the right direction. There's only so much you can do.
Yes, Matt, you wanted to say something.
Yeah, because going back to Dream point, I like what Dream said, because earlier this week we had a meeting at work and we were told, well, thank you guys for helping out this month. We thank Matt, for helping us out. And I was like, well, no problem. I was glad to help out this month. And the reason for that is because all we were told was, well, some people have called out sick, but that's all we're going to say. And we were told about that. And then they were told, well, other people that I don't know any of these other people because I've only been there for 8 months. But they said that some people are deciding just not to come back to work. And then 2 weeks ago, they went, we're going to open up earlier, which is like 8:30 now, because it was like 10 or 11. I was like, why are we opening up when we don't have enough staff here? And then other people are like, well, I'm not coming back to work because, hey, we got more stimulus money coming. If they're going to pay me to stay home, then if that's what the government's going to do, then I'm going to stay home. Which is why it's like, well, why are we opening up early when we don't have enough people? I mean, I was there yesterday and they were like, the automated system kept going off about, this check stand is open, you can go to this check stand. But there's only so many checkers. And I'm like, well, I can't do anything about that. I'm not a checker. I'm on the floor personnel team. So,
Man, you act like you don't go back and forth between 2 registers and work the floor at the same time.
oh, I do when I'm doing price checks though. That's the only time I leave the floor. It's if I'm doing a price check for them.
Working at Rite Aid and CVS, we were doing that all day. There was 2 drawers up there. You go back and forth between 2 drawers. You're ringing 2 check stands at the same time. You're still responsible for putting up all your load and doing all the paperwork and doing. Oh, that's why I quit.
Big Dog. That's a flashback, isn't it? Right there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
He forgot to add. Take care of the customer at the ice cream counter too.
Oh, that's
Oh
right.
my God, yes. Oh no, I got around some of that because I opened up the register at the ice cream counter and I was checking out people regular, like just checking out regular people at the ice cream counter. This way, if they wanted to get ice cream, I was already there.
Wow, that's taking the initiative. Big Dog and I commented one time that we were a bit surprised that Dream did work there, and I had forgotten. I don't know how many months Dream spent, but we're all casualties. I'm sorry, veterans.
Too many.
Yeah, too many. Yes. Double D is Rite Aid. Big Dog is Rite Aid. I'm Rite Aid, but I was thrifty. I never made it to Rite Aid. I was never born again into the Rite Aid system. So take that as you so see fit. But all right, folks. A lot of good stuff. It is now 7:02 a.m. Pacific time. You're listening to Sports Talk with the Guys, home of the Monday Morning Quarterbacks on Saturday. We've been discussing some baseball stories as well as some of the effects of COVID, possibly in the real world moving forward. If you want to continue with that, we will. Other than that, we're going to continue to another story. Almighty, where do you wish to take us?
Nowhere.
All right, and there it is, 7:03 a.m.
Well, I guess. I don't know. I was thinking. I guess I'm still interested in the NFL draft from last week. So
we can definitely get into that. I do have several stories on the NFL draft. It was a big deal, and if you want to get to that, let me know if you have some articles. Otherwise, let me see. I'm going to post this article right now from USA Today that the NFL's draft's biggest steals. The Patriots and Jets add value with their 2021 class. And it looks like the Raiders, across the board, drafted badly, allegedly.
Big surprise.
Matt,
excuse me. Let me quantify that. Big fucking surprise. Sorry, Aisha.
Yeah, Aisha does say it's 5:05 p.m. over there. I'm going to put up another article in the chat room as well, and maybe we can get to that one. But look, just very quickly, based on first impression, Jacksonville Jaguars apparently did draft very well. The New York Jets, obviously with Zach Wilson, that one's kind of easy. Denver Broncos apparently did fairly well, and I know they're talking about maybe Aaron Rodgers going over there. Folks, I really don't know what people are talking about. That Aaron Rodgers has hung up his cleats, that he will never play again. Talk about the jackassity of that commentary.
Really?
Aaron Rodgers
I haven't
is
heard that
going
one.
to start. Oh my God, big dog!
Yeah.
You're not spending your time in the mud and dirt of
No,
NFL quarters.
I try not to.
It is. Matt, how many times did you read that this week? I read it about 3 different times. That, oh my God, Aaron Rodgers will never play another down.
There've been tons of stories in the last week and a half where they're like, all these different, journalists are like, oh, well, he's hanging it up. Aaron Rodgers is done. He said he's going to retire. And I'm like, what are you idiots talking about? He hasn't said anything about that. If that's true, I want to hear directly from him.
They've also said, some variation to that is that Aaron Rodgers will never play for anyone again. It's done. No one will hire him. It's like, who are these idiots? Oh, wait a minute. Yes, they're the fantasy sports people. But that's neither here nor there. Yeah, big dog. Lucky you. You haven't gotten any of that. Almighty, have you? Oh, I apologize. You might be a tad busy, but Almighty, did you hear any stories about Aaron Rodgers this week? About it's the Armageddon has arrived?
No, I haven't read anything. I mean, we talked about this ad nauseum last week.
Yeah, we did.
I don't know. I mean, the last thing I heard that the Packers were not going to get rid of him. They were just going to say, look, you're staying. But yeah. I don't know, and that's up to the Packers. I mean, some reason Aaron Rodgers thinks he has some kind of say in the trade. Now, I guess I was going to look it up, but I didn't. But does Aaron Rodgers have a no trade clause? I mean, can he actually deny a trade if he doesn't like it?
Don't believe so. I've been lucky at Squirky percentage, in the money part of the NFL. I've been in the that is true, Aisha. I've been in the shallow pond, I guess, of the rumors of the NFL. The articles I keep seeing, of course, is that he'll never play for the Packers again. The latest one I thought was interesting because their quarterback is also unhappy. Was a trade Rodgers for Russell Wilson, straight up, right across just trade teams, and I was like, okay, I could maybe see that happening since Russell Wilson's supposed to be very unhappy in Seattle. So, but do you go from a 20-something quarterback to a 40-year-old quarterback as far as Seattle's concerned?
Well, he's 37, but same thing, big dog.
Yeah.
What there's truth to what you say. No, that's stupid. In any book, if the Packers could get Russell Wilson, come on, guys. Is Pete Carroll that stupid? So the people that are writing this stuff, the level of jackassity is just unbelievable out there. And Sports Talk of the guys, can throw rocks. Go ahead, Almighty.
Well, I'm just thinking, wouldn't Green Bay just start with their guy that they drafted last year, and not even I mean, and try to get a better get a good backup for him and let him start playing. I mean, why do this trade with Wilson? There's a reason you drafted that guy that pissed off Aaron Rodgers, so you might as well play him, and because you have a team that's you have a team around him, he's not going to get killed. Hopefully while he's playing, because I think we discussed this last week that he has a team around him where he can actually, maybe survive a season. So I don't know. To me, if he wants to be traded, well, then trade him to some bad team. Yeah, trade him to the Jets. I don't care. But I just think that we talked about it before, and as far as I know, Green Bay is not going to get, not going to honor his trade wishes. So he might as well either stop whining and just get used to it, or maybe they're bluffing. I don't know. I haven't read much into it, but Aaron Rodgers has been whining for how many decades now?
Yeah, the whining has picked up. Now, remember last year he threw a tantrum because they chose a quarterback.
Maybe it's
That's
his fiance.
Not putting out.
Well, no, but she's a Hollywood starlet, so maybe she's used to being pampered all the time. So maybe that's carrying over because it was
He wants
Danica
to be
Patrick
pampered.
first. Yeah, it
He
was
wants to.
Danica Patrick first and just
where
always
he
being
took a
pampered.
dump.
Yes,
Yeah.
and then
Yeah.
Shailene, he had last year was one of his best years stat wise. So we thought it was on the uptick, but maybe that Hollywood mentality rubbed off on him or something.
The
For
diva mentality. I wouldn't have
yes,
taken that for Shailene, but hey, whatever. Maybe it's just rubbed off, as Big Dog says. He threw a tantrum because they drafted a quarterback. What a moron. This is what
well,
teams do. And then most recently, he threw a tantrum because apparently he spoke to management and they didn't give him the right answers or they didn't have the correct strategy that he felt was appropriate. Dude, you're being paid an ungodly sum of money to be the quarterback. Let management do what they're going to do. And if they fail, you're still being paid an ungodly sum of money. Where did they fail you? Because they drafted badly, they couldn't pull off the deal to make you happy? And I mean trade deal. Aaron Rodgers, you're questioning the direction of your team. You're 37 years old. You don't have much say in which direction the team is going anymore.
I guess I did. I didn't read it, but I guess I did see a headline where uh, Green Bay might try to make Aaron Rodgers the highest paid quarterback. But I didn't read it, so I don't know if it's true or not. And I'm thinking, why? I mean, if he doesn't like, I mean, you want to keep him that bad and make him the highest paid quarterback for a few years until you're ready for your new guy? That doesn't. That's not my team. I didn't read it. I just saw the headline, so I don't know if it's true or false.
I don't know if Big Dog wants to comment, but mine is very simple. Aisha, he is a quarterback, and he's definitely acting like a drama queen. So it's kind of half and half on that one. But look, he has an out coming up, and I don't think Green Bay. See, I don't think Green Bay wants to pay him more money. He's an MVP. Aaron Rodgers believes, hey, look, I'm still 37. Look at all the guys before me. I am the quarterback. I mean, don't you read the newspapers? I'm the greatest of all time. Don't you read all that? I'm an MVP at 37. I want more money. And Green Bay just simply said, you have a massive deal already.
And
So
plus,
he wants more money. Folks, this is what it is. He wants more money. Almighty, sorry.
I was just going to say, then, how far back when he got rid of his coach? I mean, he pulled a tantrum and didn't want to be, I can't remember the coach's name, and got him let loose, and they got a new one. So that's how much power at that time that Aaron Rodgers has. And, there has to be a time when Green Bay says, we've had enough of you. Just shut up and get on the bench. But then they're not going to pay him to sit on the bench, maybe. But I'm just saying, he's been pulling this crap for his whole career.
Big Dog, you wanted to comment?
No, I don't think he. I don't know what's in his mind. I don't know if he wants. Of course, he would love a bigger contract. I don't think that's the end game for him. The whole thing with the quarterback, it's not the fact that they drafted a quarterback. That's what everybody keeps missing. He didn't mind that they drafted the quarterback. His thing is he got mad because he was not told about it. Because he does feel that he's a premier quarterback, which he is. He's in the upper echelon of quarterbacks in the NFL. And usually when you're in that position, management gets with you to say, hey, this is the direction we're heading in. We're going to do this. We're going to draft this type of person. We're going to blah, blah, blah. And he was not put on it. What got him mad, of course, was that they drafted up to get this quarterback. They traded up in the draft to draft a quarterback. And he was just angry that he was not let in on the situation.
Well, Mr. Aaron Rodgers, this is directed at you, sir. I know you have an issue being 5'11". I get it. All your life they've been at your stature. And now what's happening now, Mr. Aaron Rodgers, is you thought you had a higher stature in the organization. You don't. You're a well-paid quarterback. The numbers speak for themselves. The rumors and reputations about you speak for themselves. Dude, when it comes down to it, why can't you just leave it on the field? Oh, wait, I'm sorry, I'm Aaron Rodgers. Yeah, that's right. Okay. What a shame. But, folks, take it as you leave it. He's created more turmoil for the team, and we'll see what's going to happen. Will they get rid of him? I doubt Green Bay will get rid of him. So, it's just a sad situation right now.
And it's been 10 years since he won the Super Bowl with the Packers.
True.
Yeah, but apparently he's the greatest 2-minute quarterback of all time. But I guess, as I always tell
Looks
people,
like he's
scoreboard.
He's the greatest championship choker. I don't know. I mean, it's been this is going to be the 10th year. I mean, this is the last time they won was 2011. I guess it's been past 10 years when they beat the Steelers, but they haven't gotten back yet. And like you said, scorekeeper, he's being a distraction for the team, and there's already enough distractions without him, throwing a tantrum like a 2-year-old.
Yeah, it's really a shame, but it doesn't really matter. Let the blogosphere sing the praises about Aaron Rodgers, but every time he opens his mouth as of late, he's just highlighting that gap of what a real champion is and what a good quarterback is. So it is what it is.
That's true, but the thing is, has he really been opening his mouth? We haven't heard from Aaron Rodgers.
We have twice.
What did we hear?
We did. We heard that he was unhappy. He wasn't notified of his pick. And 2 weeks ago when he was interviewed...
Okay, go ahead.
Yes, Big Dog?
No, I was going to say, did we actually hear him say he was unhappy? I mean, yeah, I'm talking about recently. The whole quarterback thing, that's last year. I'm talking about recently.
Big Dog. Yes, he stated very clearly that when he met with management, this was either 2 or 3 weeks ago when he said he met with management and he is unhappy with the direction of the team. He did not get the correct answers that he wanted to hear. Okay. I'm like, dude, you're the quarterback. Shut up. You're getting paid real money. It doesn't matter what management does. Okay? If you don't like where they're going, okay, throw a tantrum as you are. And maybe you'll get lucky and get traded. So, yes, he has spoken clearly in the last 2 to 3 weeks. We didn't make up his words. He was interviewed. I don't know if it was Sports Illustrated or it was ESPN. I forget which one interviewed him. And he stated clearly that he did not receive the correct answers from management. The correct answers? Okay, Aaron. Sorry. Just throw the ball and do what you do well.
Okay. I don't agree, but okay.
On what?
I mean, if he's the leader of the team, which he is of this particular team, as any leader of a team in football, usually management usually wants to include you in their plan of what is going to be going forward, so you know what to expect. Now, in your case, you're just saying shut up and throw the ball. If we put a good team around you, then deal with it. If we don't put a good team around you, then deal with it. That, to me, is not the right attitude for a ownership or management that wants a winning team. If you don't include your leader in on it. That's just my opinion, though. You don't think Brady gets asked what's going on? You don't think Dak gets notified of what's going on? You don't think Mahomes gets notified of what's going on or gonna happen? Yeah, they do. Now, yes, Aaron Rodgers has probably worn out his welcome with management, and they're tired of it, but he's still the leader. So that all I'm saying is, management does include the leader of the team in usual things what's going to be happening or going forward. So I'm sorry to disagree with you in saying where you say, look, you're the quarterback, just throw the ball. No, that doesn't fly. That one doesn't fly with, not if you're the leader of the team.
All right, to answer Aisha's comment on how the Cowboys did, actually, there's quite a
Who
few
cares?
people that were fairly happy with what the Cowboys did in the second round. Was a bad round for them. Actually, the middle rounds, Aisha. But they did get themselves a defensive star. Surprisingly, he fell to the 12th round.
Yeah.
And then they made up with, I think, the 4th and 5th. So in the middle, they muddled it, but Dallas may have chosen well. I understand
How many rounds? I'm sorry. How many rounds are we at now? Is it 12, 10, 7? I don't remember how many rounds there are.
We're at 7. He made a mistake with 12. I don't know where he got that.
Oh,
number.
okay.
Yeah.
I don't know if he meant pick or what, but
I'm sorry. I meant the 12th pick. I apologize.
Oh, okay.
I'm sorry. I definitely muddled that one. I meant to say in the first round, their 12th pick, surprisingly, was a really good pick. And then I was alluding to the middle rounds. That's why I mixed it up, and I apologize for that. The middle rounds, those are going to be throwaway picks. But their last picks, I think they did pick up a wide receiver, surprisingly, in the 5th round. So Dallas did okay. All in all, when you look at the talent they're bringing in, I mean, they may have a surprise here and there. But unlike the Raiders, who just, oh my God. But the Raiders did not, they were not the worst ones. Thank God, but doesn't matter.
Who were the worst, the Jets?
No, actually, they did really well. The Houston Texans probably picked worse than they did.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. But the Raiders were only a tick above them, so it doesn't matter. So Aisha says pride comes before the fall. And, yeah. So, all right, fair enough, ladies and gentlemen. There we go. Any other items in the draft you want to get to, Almighty?
No, I guess not.
Okay. Big Dog.
Mean,
sorry, go ahead.
I guess I shouldn't say that. But no, I guess that a lot of people were surprised that the Steelers took a running back in the first round, but they're in the AFC North, and that's what we do. We run the ball. So they probably felt they needed somebody to run the ball and take the pressure off of Ben. They've been looking for a running back for how long now? To run the ball. And so being in the black and blue division, you need to run that ball a little bit. So, and like they said, I mean, now you can, option him out for 6 years, run him to death, and let him go. So, because he's the first round pick, but I don't know how all he's going to do. I mean, since he's in the Browns division, I hope he doesn't do all that well. But I'm just saying that people were surprised that they did that. But then, I mean, backs aren't that popular anymore in the first round like they used to be back in the day. When we're going to get ourselves a running back with our first pick. They don't do that much anymore. But depending, seeing what division they were in, I guess that makes sense.
Matt, I don't know what you think about that, but I think the running back, I forget his name, Najee Harris. I apologize, Mr. Harris. I think he's a fine running back coming out of college, but the reason why the Steelers may have picked average is you get a decent running back, but where's his line? They have a decent line, but again, for running, it's not the same as pass. And I don't think they strengthened their line enough. So, but the Steelers still did better than a lot of other teams. But Matt, I think they got themselves a fine running back. But do they have a line for him? I don't think so.
I don't think so either. We'll have to wait and see how this plays out and see where they actually put him. Because, like you said, those two different things. So it's a matter of where his line is and how you're going to place him on the team or even make him part of the team. So I don't know. We'll just have to wait and see.
Well, maybe they've got a few years to work on that line too. I mean, he's going to be with the team for a while, so they're probably just thinking, okay, we'll get our back and then we'll improve our line. So, I mean, I know I don't want to, but that could be their thinking too. They've got to, they can start improving their line now and get him some holes and hopefully take some pressure off of Ben.
Yeah, Ben is 39 years old. I was a bit surprised by that. I lost track of his age. What do you think, Big Dog? You think he still has a little bit in there in that tank?
He still has some in the tank. He's getting injured a lot more often now. These last couple of years, he's taken a lot of beatings. I mean, I would love to see the stats on his, being thrown to the ground and maybe not tackled, but being thrown to the ground after the pass. As Almighty said, he's in the black and blue league, and pretty much division. Excuse me. Pretty much every week he comes out there black and blue. I mean, and he's had that leg problem or foot problem, calf, whatever it's been for the last couple of years. So, I say Big Ben's good for maybe 2 good more years if he can get the line to protect him. So but he's got some gas.
Move on to, I can see the 2-year thing, but shouldn't they just move on to Rudolph the red-nosed reindeer and and just move on to the quarterback that they think is their future and just let Ben just teach him from the sideline? I mean, he's got to start sometime, and he's got to learn to take a helmet to the head from Garrett. I mean,
Well, you never know. I mean, things like this might work out. I mean, it's almost like what happened in the movie Remember the Titans when they're like, you're going to put him in? He's a brand new quarterback. He hasn't even worked with the team. And then, things go off and you hear the guy playing the actor for his dad, and he's like, what are you doing? You're going to take him out? What's wrong with you, young? And they're like, well, it's okay. Don't worry. Don't pay attention to that. Just, get out on the field. And we saw that, I think, in 2007, and then again in 2012, where all these teams were like, well, let's just throw them out there, see what they can do. And then half those teams ended up being good quarterback for several years. So it might be a question of some of these quarterbacks actually getting good pass protection, because as we saw in 2019, a lot of quarterbacks we saw them get injured, right? Mainly Dak Prescott. I still can't forget that image in my head.
But since we were talking about the Steelers line, if they can't protect Ben, he might get hurt again during the, so.
Yeah.
Maybe that's their plan. Just let him keep taking a beating until they can get protection for the quarterback they want to start, their new quarterback, or whatever they drafted. I mean, I don't know. But Ben thinks he can keep playing. He's got that Tom Brady disease.
Yeah, well, I mean, you see Tom Brady doing it and then winning the Super Bowl. So these, Rodgers, Big Ben, even what's his face who just retired from New Orleans. He was 40, 41. He was up
like
there,
that.
And then you had David Rivers, So, all these older quarterbacks, they got to phase out sooner or later.
Hey, has Rivers retired?
Oh, that is a very good question. I'm not sure if he's retired.
I haven't heard anything.
I think he still might be out there, man.
Isn't he still with the Colts?
Yeah, you know what? He is with the Colts. That's right. Yeah, he's their quarterback. He's their quarterback.
Yeah, I didn't read anything in the offseason about him retiring. I don't know, but after he left San Diego, he went to the Colts, and I think he's still there playing for Frank Reich. So we'll see how that goes.
That just brought a very interesting question to mind, and that is, who is the longest NFL player to play actively? And in terms of Big Dog knows what I'm talking about. I'm talking about in terms of guys that still wrestle today, like Hulk Hogan and them. What about in the NFL?
Rivers is probably up there. He's probably close to the top. Rivers. Breeze was up there.
Are you talking position player or any player? Because
any player.
Any player? Well, probably a kicker or a puncher.
kicker.
Probably.
And I'm trying to think of his
Yeah.
name right now. Was it? I mean,
Morton Anderson?
he played for a long time too. But who was before him? Back an older quarterback.
Adam Vinatieri? Oh, no. Sorry. Oh, Gary Anderson.
Gary Anderson. That's what I was thinking of.
Is that the one? Gary Anderson?
I mean, goalkeeper and big dog,
They're
you guys have been around longer than me, so.
But yeah, I mean, if you're gonna go with just players, I mean, kickers are probably the ones that stay around the longest because they don't get that beat up, and as long as they get through the posts, they can keep playing.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what? Without even guessing, I was thinking to myself, 22 years.
I got it.
22 years is the longest one.
Nope.
Go ahead.
Nope.
What is it?
I'm pretty sure he's a Hall of Famer. George Blanda played. The great George Blanda played for 26 seasons, and he retired at the age of 48 years, 109 days.
Wow.
Blanda wasn't just a kicker either.
Nope.
He played quarterback for a while too.
Yes, he did. Yes.
So I mean, it wasn't like he spent his whole time playing kicker. I mean, he played on. You know, he was, like I said, he was.
Yeah, he got beat up.
He got beat up. But yeah, I forgot about him.
So did I. I forgot about Blanda. So
I mean, my gosh, I mean, I remember watching him play. I mean, you know, he played. Yeah, like you said, he played for a very, very long time.
Yeah, Aisha, thank you. Yeah, we're not the only ones talking about the draft right now. Quite a few people are still talking about the NFL draft. There was a lot that went on. There was a lot of good talent in this draft, and there were a lot of teams that just picked badly. They just did.
Yeah,
Morton Anderson seems to have the longest playing career, starting in 1982. Well, there's one that has been around for a while, yes.
Yeah,
folks, forgive me. Big Dog, I need a few minutes. I need a refill, and I'm going to have to empty as well. So I will be back in a few minutes.
Well, put the coffee to brew while you're getting ready to empty.
I will do so, yes. I'm going to do that.
Oh, man. Don't empty into the coffee pot, though.
One of the things I was going to talk about, we can just do real quick. It's a small thing. The NFL looks like their Thursday night football package is going exclusively to Amazon starting next year, which is a year earlier than planned. So it will move away from Fox. Fox was doing the Thursday night game, so it'll move away from Fox, and next year it'll go to Amazon. Now I'm not sure if it'll be free or if you have to have Amazon Prime to be able to watch the games.
2022 is what you're talking about?
Yes, 2022.
Oh, I'm sure you probably have to have Prime because they want that.
Yeah.
They want you to subscribe, which is too bad. I mean, because then that's like, I mean, I always think that the NFL game you should be able to watch those on networks for free.
Yes, I agree. It is.
I mean,
go ahead.
I'm saying, I mean, you know, we're so lucky that we can watch the Super Bowl without it being paid for play. You know what I mean?
No kidding. Yeah, it says Thursday Night Football will move to digital-only format with Amazon Prime in 2022.
Because don't they get a limited number of games right now?
Yes, yeah, they get a limited number, and I guess they're sharing it. They're sharing the feed. I'm not sure if it's with Fox or with ESPN. But
so they have to do so they can do their own thing, but yet they still have to share it with someone that with another provider, so everybody can. I see what you're saying. Yeah. All right. Well, that makes that's cool. I mean,
well, no, that's now. But once they go to in 2022, those Thursday night games will be exclusive to Amazon Prime only. Yeah.
Wow.
Luckily, it's a Thursday game. Usually, those this year, actually, the Thursday games were really good this year. In past years, the Thursday games haven't done very well. But this year seemed to pick up. So we'll see how that goes. Amazon Prime, is always trying to get your money somehow. So they'll
Yeah.
probably pick up a lot of new viewers because of it. To pay that Prime so they can get that Thursday game, the NFL
Yeah.
fanatics.
Yeah, but in a way, I'd like to see everybody just bulk and say we're not going to pay for something that should be free.
Yeah.
But if they start paying, well, then that will send a message to the NFL that look, they will pay to watch
Yeah.
these games. So I know the NFL has been chomping at the bit to get this Super Bowl paid for, paid for play, or whatever, pay per view. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
So I mean, and why wouldn't somebody pay $50 to watch the game?
Ooh.
House full of people splitting $50. It's not going to be $29.95.
Yeah, no, I agree. It's going to be that at least $49.99. But are you going to want to pay that price if your team's not there? You're going to be alienating a lot of people because right now, a lot of people will watch it just for the love of the game, but also, as they say, for the commercials. They always want to see those Super Bowl commercials, which usually
And I can see your point because then that will also eliminate a lot of casual viewers too, because no one's going to pay that kind of money just to casually watch the game unless they've been invited to somebody's party.
Yeah.
So I can see your point where they would probably lose a lot of casual viewers if they were to do that. So in a way, what you're saying, Big Dog, makes sense.
Yeah, and also if they do go to like a pay-per-view system for the Super Bowl, will they still be able to charge, what is it, $5.5 million for a 30-second spot? Because I know if I'm paying pay-per-view, I'm not going to want to see commercials. That's the whole thing when you get pay-per-views or you spend that extra money, you don't want to see commercials. So
well, I hope that the NFL doesn't go. I know they want to, but I just hope that they've been putting it off, and I just keep hoping that they'll keep putting it off because I guess we're still used to watching it for free. We're not used to handing down cash just so we can watch a Super Bowl, especially if it's two teams that we don't care about.
Yeah.
Well, what if we put it into perspective like this? Because I know a lot of my friends, especially one of my coworkers, me and him were talking about a couple months ago. What's the deal? Why is everybody so hyped up about this whole PS5 thing when they want more for the PS5 than they do for the PS4? But nobody's really buying it because they don't want to spend that kind of money. It's the same thing with this because, I don't think people are going to pay for this. And here's why. Because they've got all these other new leagues coming out that are football oriented, but they have different rules and it's better. There's not as much play from the referees like there is in the NFL, where they want to call everything. Oh, flag! We gotta stop the game. So there's other things to watch during the football season with other football leagues.
That's true, but at the same time, it's not the NFL. It's just like it's just like us, you and me. They're wrestling fans. We could go see APW or PWG or PCW, but it's not AEW. It's not WWE. And there is, you can see. There we go. You can see where the level is. As far as talent and all that kind of stuff is. So to me, it's the same thing. There's other football leagues out there, but they're nowhere near the talent of the NFL. That's why the NFL is the NFL. So I don't know. I'm with Almighty. I hope that they never go to a pay-per-view format for the Super Bowl. Hopefully, cooler heads will prevail on that one, where they look at it long term. Because just the points ain't exactly what we were talking about. I don't see the casual, or if your team is not playing in the Super Bowl, that you're going to shell out $50, to watch the game.
Well, it's like last year when I ordered my one and only AEW pay-per-view. They only aired 2 promos about the AEW product twice in that whole pay-per-view. Other than that, it was just the pay-per-view itself, and that's how it should be done. For instance, WWE, it's like, buy this, buy that.
Oh, yeah.
Go to the network.
Yeah,
It's only $9.99, and
you get a 4-hour pay-per-view in rest for WWE, and in those 4 hours, you maybe, if you're lucky, you get an hour's worth of wrestling.
yeah. Which was kind of the same thing when I went to WrestleMania 32, because after the kickoff show, they went and did the promo. I don't know if it was actually aired on pay-per-view, but they went into the whole, you can do this now and do that, but it required money. So me and my friends were sitting there and we're like, oh, okay, so we got to sit through this. And that was at the point where I took off and I was like, I'm going to go get us some nachos or hot dogs or whatever. I'll be back. So there was nobody really in their seat because who wants to watch a promo just based on their own product?
Well, they put the promo in too for people to do exactly that. So because they need money for merch and food and all that, so they can get their percentage. Aisha, Formula One isn't real big here in the States. Is it big in over in England and in Europe? I know Europe is pretty big with it. Over here, of course, you have the bastard child of Formula One, NASCAR. So,
Big Dog, Formula
yes, sir.
One around the world and it's around the world.
No, I know.
Racing still attracts significant numbers. I mean, look at these stadiums that they're in, or racetracks. 100,000 fans or more. It's a big deal. The Grand Prix, because if you remember or are familiar, usually a hosting nation will only get the race once. There are a few that will open it and end it. I think Bahrain this year actually got it twice. Yeah. So, Aisha, hopefully she has an answer for us on that. Almighty, I guess you posed this comment, or what was it, on the NFL doing the Super Bowl as a pay-per-view?
Yeah. There's been rumors for years.
Yeah. I mean, I guess, I don't know if I did that, but I'm just saying that I know the NFL has toyed with the idea for a couple of decades now, but I don't know. I guess we started talking about it when Big Dog started talking about Amazon being exclusive Thursday night provider next year, and you'll have to have the Amazon Prime to watch it, which means you would have to pay for Prime to watch the Thursday night game, unless your local team is playing, and that might be on another, like Fox or ESPN, so you can watch it. But other than that,
it's exclusive.
They work it out so they get exclusive rights. It doesn't matter.
That's right. You said exclusive. Okay. My bad. I forgot about the exclusive.
Yeah.
And they got 11. Was it 8 or 11 games this year? Or when the contract begins?
When the contract, it's every Thursday game. Every Thursday night game is theirs.
But I don't believe it's 17 weeks on Thursday.
No, it's whatever Thursday, whatever.
Well, that's why it's either 8 or 11 weeks. I read that one too. Okay. I just don't recall what it was. So okay, fair enough. I may actually have that one right here myself. I'll see if I can get to that. Or no, I don't think I saw that one. Here we go. Aisha has a wonderful follow-up. Formula One is really big, but if you can't get to, say, Italy or even America, you have to watch it on TV. I think they thought they had a captive audience, but other forms of motor racing suddenly took off with the fans. Folks, look at it in baseball. You have premium seating. You have the boxes. You have the wonderful seats. The ownership group wants that money. And that's why they've tailored these stadiums for that experience. But there's only a finite number of seats. Ask the Yankees about premium seating and the prices for premium seating. Their boxes will sell out, but the premium seating behind home plate, again, ask the Yankees. There's only so much you can charge.
No, you didn't say that
a lot
many
more
times.
With that ring. Yeah, it doesn't matter. I'm going to continue because I still love that team. But they're after that premium dollar, but it's only a finite number. And if the NFL, if you gentlemen were talking about it, look, in their wet dream of wet dreams, they want that to be pay-per-view, but it's not going to work. Right now, the Super Bowl is temporarily the #1 televised event, and it's a one-off. There are worldwide audiences that are being measured that outdo the Super Bowl on a regular basis. But those are, as a one-time event, the Super Bowl is still the king. But there are events that are starting to catch up to them. And if they're thinking of going pay-per-view, geez. Folks, learn from your own ownership groups. There's only so many people that are willing to pay premium. It's, you forget it, NFL. And I'm not directing this at my co-host. I'm directing this at the NFL. You're forgetting who pays the tickets. It's a wonderful product, but both Matt and Big Dog commented about there not being commercials in the pay-per-view. Well, look, folks, I die laughing at people who say, I'm not going to pay for this product or this. I don't see why I have to pay. Hey, jackass, you are paying for it when you watch the commercials. Except for you, it's time. For other people, they don't want to waste that time. I myself have grown used to it. I will not watch regular television anymore. The only thing I watch is maybe 40 minutes of news a day that has commercials. And that's Fox, that's MSNBC, and CNN. Because I can only tolerate so much of all three of those channels every day. They have commercials. Other than that, I do not watch anything that has commercials anymore. I'm done.
And if you pay for your service, then you're paying for the game as well because you're paying to watch that channel. So it's
Yeah.
You're always paying for it. And it looks like Amazon will have a wild card game this year.
Oh, really?
I saw I was trying to see how many games they'd have in 2022, and I came across this thing about them having a wild card game in 2021.
Okay.
But I don't know if that's exclusive or if they're just going to.
No, I think they're going to.
I don't think.
Yeah, I think they're going to share that one. I think they're still sharing.
Okay, but I'm just saying they will have a wild card game this year.
All right, fair enough.
Before we steer away from, which we kind of already did, but I did want to mention, since we were talking indie really quick, one of the pillars, one of the, I venture to say, Hall of Famers, and I don't know if they have a Hall of Fame or what their thing is, but 3-time Indy winner, Indy 500 winner, and the only pair of brothers to win the greatest spectacle in racing, Mr. Bobby Unser passed away this week at the age of 87. He died Sunday in his home in Albuquerque, New Mexico, of natural causes, and he won. This was reported by the Indy Motor Speedway. Reported this Monday. Unser won the Indy 500 in 68, 75, and 81. So in his storied career, technically he won the Indy 500 in 3 different decades, which is pretty damn impressive. So our condolences go out to his friends and family here from everyone at Sports Talk with the Guys.
I know you're a bit young for that, Matt, but I was lucky. I did see Al Unser race, and damn, was he a good driver.
Yeah.
And I have to appreciate the email that you sent out. Otherwise, I would have never known about the IndyCar race that happened in Texas. That was a horrible, horrible crash.
Oh yeah.
As a matter of fact, I do have that one. I'm going to post that one in the chat room. Go ahead, Big Dog.
Yeah. You mentioned Al Unser, which is his younger brother. Al Unser won in 70, 71, 78, and 87.
Yeah.
So he's a 4-time winner. So
yeah, I saw him race in the 80s.
And the tradition stretched to Al Unser's son, Al Unser Jr., who also won Indy in 92 and 94. So this, as far as Indy racing goes, this is as close to royalty as you're going to get if you can get the 2 brothers and a son to all have won multiple times. That's pretty much damn unheard of.
Yeah, it really is. Thank you for bringing that one up. In IndyCar, I loaded the article. It was pretty bad, and the video is there. Check it out just very quickly. And I think it was early on in like lap 2 or 3 or
Yeah.
no, I think it was lap 1, wasn't it? Yeah, it was. The race hadn't even started, man.
Yeah, exactly. They were going slow speeds, and next thing you know, the green car, I guess, he said he could only go one way, but I'm like, why would you go towards all the other drivers, and then the wall is right there, and it just...
Yeah.
And that one car flipped over, too, the green car. Like, oh, crap.
Yeah, it's there. If you guys want to check it out, the article was posted there. And as Big Dog so eloquently stated, the bastard child of Formula One, this was an Indy car. Now, Aisha says that Wimbledon seems to have chosen to stay free to view simply because they know that's how they get their fans to go to the stadium. Fans at the stadium equals more money. You know, Aisha, there are so few organizations that still get it. They just do. They know what it is. They still understand tradition. And it is really a big deal, and they're not changing yet. But Wimbledon does not have competition, and they can afford to, and it's a good product. So good for them. Kudos. All right, Matt, I don't know how long we have you today, but what did you want to get to?
Oh, you have me all day, so it doesn't matter where we go.
Well, let's get into an article. I have, in the email that I sent to everyone early this week, we did have a few stories, if I'm not mistaken. No, actually, no, I did not have one this time in MMA or UFC or anything like that. But you guys all know what happened at the Derby. Who was it that won again? Jeez.
A horse?
Yeah, that's right. Baffert captured his 7th Derby victory, breaking a tie with Ben Jones for the most won by a trainer in the race's 147-year history. Number 7 came with a 12-1 shot. Baffert had given a little shot to win, and it happened. So congratulations to him. I believe it was Medina that won, or Medina Spirit. I don't remember the name of it.
Something like that. I believe it was a 12-1 horse or a 14-1 horse.
It was 12-1, yes. So
paid out decently then.
Yeah. I don't foresee that one winning the Triple Crown. It's a good horse. I just don't see that one happening.
I didn't read the article, but I guess the trainer is contemplating whether or not to continue to try and go for the Triple Crown. So this winning horse may not be in the next round.
Oh, so even more so. Oh, go figure. Aisha, I thank you for joining with us. It's always fun. We appreciate your commentary and your insight. And good day, good evening, and hope to speak to you either on Facebook or see you next week as well. Thank you, Aisha. Be well.
Thanks, Aisha. Take care.
All right. Fair enough. Big Dog, I cut you off right now. What were you going to say?
No, we were just talking about the horse.
Okay, I'm sorry. Any comments on the Kentucky Derby, gentlemen?
I didn't even watch it this year.
We got another like. Roz, good morning. Rosalind Brinson. I am drinking the Jamaican blend this morning to get me going. So we have our first like, Rosalind Brinson. So I do want to indirectly. Sorry, Big Dog. Go ahead.
I didn't say correctly. Hi, Roz.
Well, she hasn't said hi in the chat room yet. She just gave us a like. There it is. Good morning. So, really good stuff. Folks, I have to thank the entire audience. DA and I are trying to come up with something on how we're going to thank our audience. NDB Media has crossed 500 likes. The Nightmare Hunter is on its way to... Actually, no, I think NDB Media crossed 600, and the Nightmare Hunter has crossed 500. We are just stunned on the number of viewers that we have, and that's, I think, one of the reasons why we're keeping the radio network as well, because we're seeing numbers booming across the board. We are eternally thankful and grateful, and we are just absolutely stunned. We thank you. We're debating as to what we're going to do to celebrate the 500 likes on Facebook. We really need the likes on our YouTube page so we can tailor the page. If you can subscribe, we need 100 subscribers on our YouTube page, and that will really make it for us. We're already going to hand out a $10 Amazon card for the 100 likes on our YouTube page. It's NDB Media. Look us up. You'll find us. And we're going to be offering something pretty big for the likes on NDB Media and the Nightmare Hunter. So if you guys want to give us a like on Sports Talk with the Guys, we would love that as well. So we'll see.
I guess we're giving away a Big Dog brand new car.
Sure.
Yeah, I'm sure we are. But okay, we'll see. But all right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to go and continue. Big Dog, you want to get into basketball this morning? Do you have anything you want to talk about?
There's a few things. Shall we finish up with baseball first? I had a lot of articles of baseball that I wanted to go over.
Yes, let's go at it. Just very quickly, it looks like the A-holes ran into a buzzsaw. It was called the Yankee Stadium fans. And one fan had the postcard, or not the postcard, but the post saying, "What? You think we forgot?" Oh, it was wonderful. The Yankees took 2 out of 3 against the A-holes, and it felt nice, felt good. So it was going to be wild in the Bronx. Good God, was it wild. And it's, the A-holes are not done. They're going to have to deal with the rest of the fans. And guys, they're just dealing with bad fans right now. There's going to be a lot more that's going to happen, but I don't want to get into that. Big Dog.
To your point that you're talking about, yeah, the fans hate them. Most of baseball hates them for what they did. But once again, if I was on that team and did what they did, to me, I would take my beating, so to speak, for the next couple of years, because you know what? I still have that ring. I still have that trophy. I still got that World Series money, and not a goddamn thing was done to me. So, the Astros have given the ultimate middle finger to all of baseball, and the commissioner and all the owners bent over and took it with a smile. But anyways, on to the next article. Baseball Hall of Fame accepts Roberto Alomar's resignation from the board of directors. This happened, I believe it was Monday. As the Hall of Fame,
I missed that.
Hall of Fame.
Wow.
Baseball's Hall of Fame accepted Roberto Alomar's resignation from the board of directors. Chairman Jane Forbes Clark announced Monday. Alomar, who was elected to the board in 2019, submitted his letter of resignation Saturday in the wake of an allegation of sexual misconduct.
Oh, this is Roberto Alomar Jr. Okay. Wow, okay.
Okay, yeah, I'm sorry. It did not specify junior. I'm sorry.
No, you're okay. We're good.
The Hall of Fame second baseman was fired last week as a consultant by Major League Baseball and placed on the league's ineligible list after an investigation into the allegation. Commissioner Manfred announced the firing on Friday, saying in a statement that a baseball industry employee reported an incident earlier this year involving Alomar from 2014. So, and this says the league has hired an external legal firm to investigate this matter. And the Major League Baseball said it would provide no further details on the investigation to protect the individual who came forward until this is concluded. Thoughts?
Okay. It was earlier this year that it was reported for an event in 2014. Folks, everyone knows what happened to me. Mine was reported within. Actually, no, it was not reported within 3 years. It was well known what had happened. Management knew about it. And when actions were taken in 2011, I politely reminded them of it. But mine was within 3 years. This is now bordering on 8 years, 7 or 8 years, folks. I'm not saying it's right, it's wrong. I'm saying, folks, you can't wait anymore to report this stuff. It's just I'm directing this to the people that have had to deal with issues like this. You gotta report it.
Hmm.
You just have to. It's a higher price to pay. You've experienced it. I've experienced it. I'm talking to you and only you right now because it's a higher price to pay the longer you take to report it. If it happens, you have to report it. And you have to have proof that you reported it, unfortunately. Because they will come back and say, you didn't tell us. We didn't know. And they'll look at you in your eyes and tell you, we didn't know a damn thing. I implore you, if you ever have to deal with situations like this, do not hesitate. Report it. So, I don't know if I have a comment directly to you, Big Dog. I just directed it to audience, and I'll leave it at that.
That's fine.
Anyone else? All right.
Okay, so
Big Dog, it looks like they did the investigation. It was reported earlier in their year, and it's done. Did they tell him he had to go, or he was given the option to resign?
it does not. Well, of course, it wouldn't say because that was probably an internal matter. But he tendered his letter of resignation last Saturday from the Baseball Hall of Fame. Now, as being a consultant from baseball, Manfred fired him on Friday. So he was fired on Friday and then tendered his resignation to the Hall of Fame committee that he was on Saturday. It was accepted and then announced by the Hall of Fame committee on Monday.
All right.
And of course, Manfred also put him on the blackball list. So, but next article is more of a stupidity in baseball once again. Now, we've heard of stupid reasons to be put on the injured list throughout the years. My favorite, of course, is the guy who threw his back out when he sneezed too hard and had to go on the 14-day disabled list. Well, this one goes in that category. Up in Matt's area, but not his team, Oakland Athletics' Jesus Luzardo was put on the 10-day DL because he broke his pinky finger on his pitching hand while playing video games.
I heard about this.
Oakland manager, as they said, put him on the 10-day, but he says he does not know how long he's out. So technically he's out indefinitely. Because while he was playing his video games at home, or if it was, it might have been in the locker room that he was playing before the game, he bumped his pinky finger on the end table that he was playing the game on, and after they had lost the game, I guess he complained that his finger was hurting, so they gave him an X-ray, and he has a hairline fracture on his pinky finger of his pitching hand. They have yet to decide whether to put a cast on it, or what to do with it. They do not believe it will require surgery, but as I said, he is out at least 10 days. But Oakland manager Bobby Melvin said he is out indefinitely. So, chalk another stupid reason to be on the injured list.
Yeah, if you're gonna play a video game, for all my video game friends, we know what this is. Just move your tables out of the way, or I mean, what was he doing? Was he playing on freaking Dreamcast or Xbox? Because on PS4, you can unplug the wire and go wirelessly and move around almost like you're doing virtual reality gaming. So, how do you do this? Oh, my pinky! Oh, I'm injured, guys. I can't play. You have to go without me. I'm out indefinitely because of my pinky. What is that?
Okay, it says
kind of-
here. It says here.
Scorekeeper said. I mean, Big Dog, you said it. Stupidity. This is a stupid reason.
If he was a pro gamer, would he be eligible for workers' comp?
Probably. It says here, before the game, he was playing a video game and accidentally bumped his hand on the desk he was playing the game on. He came in, was a little bit sore. Training staff checked him out. We threw him in the cage before he went out there. Watched him warm up. He was comfortable pitching. Says the training staff was comfortable with him pitching. After the game, we got an X-ray, and there was a hairline in his pinky finger. So there you go. And they lost that game 8-4, which he pitched. So of course he's going to blame the loss on his broken finger. But talk about stupidity, guys.
Yeah, real stupidity.
Dream? What was that, Dream?
Idiot.
Yeah.
I don't see how that happens. I mean, I've held a controller in my hand before, and I don't remember ever coming close to doing something like that.
Me neither. I've got crap around me all the time. Either in my living room or here in my bedroom. And I've never injured myself at all.
No, I haven't even fell over playing the game. I don't understand. It's one of those freak things, but it's funny in a way since it's like a hairline fracture. But it's okay to prick your finger, but don't finger your prick.
As you said,
Almighty.
Yeah, as Almighty said, how do you do that? Does that even require workers' comp? Scorekeeper, we'll direct this one to you. You know about this workers' comp stuff. If I was in charge of workers' comp, I wouldn't give him shit.
Okay, well,
I was just saying that he was a pro gamer. I mean,
right? Yeah, if you're a pro gamer, and I was gonna look into that right now because if it's an event, they must be self-insured or they sign a waiver. So actually, it wouldn't apply, Matt. Now,
exactly.
if he works for the company that's testing games and stuff, then Almighty, yeah, it would probably apply. But nah, this was a stupid baseball player that, yeah. If we worked for video game companies, that'd be different. But we are not blessed as such. That's beyond stupid, yeah. The Mets let go of their underachieving Mets let go of their hitting coach. Like it matters. Bye-bye.
And of course, there was a no pitch. There was a couple of them actually, but the big one, I guess, was the
Orioles.
Yeah, the Orioles versus the Mariners. If it wasn't for that wild pitch, he would have had a perfect game. And this was John Means. He misses a perfect game with a wild pitch on a strikeout of all things. So he gets the no-hitter, but misses out on that perfect game because of a damn wild pitch.
Yeah, because the runner reached base following a strikeout in the bottom of the third inning. And then the Mets fanned Mariners outfielder. But he got thrown out trying to steal second.
Yeah.
You dumb, lucky bastard. You thought you were going to get lucky twice. And no. So
pressed his luck.
Yeah, it's the first time in baseball history a pitcher lost a perfect game only because of a missed third strike. Yeah, had you asked that trivia question, I would not have had an answer because I don't know if that's ever happened before, and sure enough. But I would not have gotten it right. It happened this week.
When did the wild pitch happen? What inning?
I believe it was the third.
Bottom of the third.
Yeah, third inning. It was like he was the ninth and he blew it. So okay.
Oh, that would really kill.
That would suck, man.
I mean, he still got a no-hitter, which was incredible, but
Yeah, that's still incredible.
perfect game. That just doesn't get done.
All right.
Scorekeeper, from in your esteemed memory of yours, last perfect game was what year? Do you remember? Any chance?
It was within the last 2 years. There was a perfect game.
Really? Okay.
I don't remember. Actually, yeah. Last perfect game in Major League Baseball really wasn't that long ago. Because remember, Felix Hernandez threw one some years ago, and he was the only one to say, I knew from the first pitch it was going to be a perfect game. Like, yeah, shut the hell up, dude.
Yeah, bullshit.
Yeah. As we know, in the modern era, 21 pitchers have thrown a perfect game. And the most recent one, I apologize, let me see. Here it is. Oh, it was that one, Felix Hernandez.
Oh, okay.
So it was back in 2012. So it has been a little while. We're going on 9, maybe.
9 years.
Actually, we're going on 9 years right now.
Yeah.
It'll be 10 years on August 15th, 2012. And then Matt Cain threw one on June 13th, 2012. And then Philip Humber of the Chicago White Sox, he, on my birthday, April 21. So go figure. So, of course, Roz did say, hi, big dog. She's laughing. Morning, Roz. So anyway. And then Roy Halladay pitched, I believe, only the second time. No. Roy Halladay pitched a perfect game against the Miami Marlins in 2010. There were a lot of no-hitters between 2009 and 2012. There were 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 perfect games from July 23rd, 2009 through August 15th, 2020.
Wow. That's a lot.
21 pitchers, and in the modern era, wow. Go figure. But anyway, it doesn't happen all that often, but there you go. I had to look that one up, big dog. But I thought King Felix was one of the last ones. I remembered he did it. I didn't think he was the most recent, but I did remember that one. But yeah. The World Series era is 1903 to the present, but I believe the dead ball era is about up to 1919, 1920, somewhere around there. And then we get the modern game that we know it today.
All
you guys remember David Cohn threw a no-hitter in 1998. It was that Sunday that it was the weekend of Jack, or John F. Kennedy Jr. was lost flying to Martha's Vineyard, I believe. That was the weekend. I think he was lost Friday night or Saturday. And in America's depression, David Cohn threw a perfect game. All right, big dog. Basketball?
Okay, actually, I want to get this one in just real quick. For the sports memorabilia fans that are out there listening, or if any of you guys are sports memorabilia collectors, this kind of crosses the board of everything, but this is the most sought after memorabilia that has been lost throughout the ages. And just real quick, one of the most, actually this one's not lost, but they
was
can't
this
get
Nolan
it.
Ryan's jockstrap?
They can't, they know where it's at, but they can't get it. One of the things is Mr. Alan Shepard, of course, one of the first men to walk on the moon. He was very infamous for his. He actually went up and hit 2 golf balls on the moon. Now he came back with the golf club, which is now in the Golf Club Hall of Fame museum, wherever it's at. And what's funny is NASA and Congress want it back because they say it's not his to give. It was not his to give the golf, because they said since he took it on a government mission, it belongs to the government. But that's a separate fight.
Okay, yeah,
anyways-
that is going to be a separate fight because I don't know if that is genuinely true. That's
Well, they say
interesting.
they say they own it because he was on the job when he did it. So, well, anyway,
Okay,
whatever.
and,
So
and does that mean that any photograph a pilot puts in his fighter craft that belongs to the government as well? Any rabbit's foot that a pilot carries with him, or Navy, whatever? Yeah, that's going to be litigated. That's interesting.
It is. I mean,
but
yeah.
what if he would pick his nose? Do they own his booger? I don't get it.
Well,
Let's give that some thought.
Well, see, they know where the golf club is, of course, but the whole thing is, there's been talk since some missions are going back to the moon now. They want to retrieve those golf balls and auction them off.
Oh,
they know
my. Are you kidding me?
They know exactly. They said they charted it and they have video proof of exactly where it was. They said one golf ball is 24 yards away from where he hit it, and the other one is 40 yards away from where he hit it. So they're still there, and they say they want to auction these off because they know that the minimum bid for each of these balls would be in excess of $10 million as a minimum bid. But of course,
he's got expensive balls.
Wow.
There's the images, guys, on the screen.
Yeah.
They're there. You can see them. It's not that big of a deal.
Yeah, they're there. They just got to get them. So
that's too bad. That's too bad. I think they should just stay there as part of history, not be brought back and auctioned off for that. That is.
But at the same time, as a collector, can you imagine being one of only 2 people in the entire world that have that?
So would the government auction them off because they own them, right?
Well,
the government on a space mission.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know.
Same thing with the golf club. If they own the golf club, they would own his balls.
They're fighting to get it back because it's in the Golf Hall of Fame museum.
I'm just saying, the government pays someone to auction off these things. So actually, we don't know what. So if they get this money, we don't know where it would go because the government would have it.
Yeah.
So it might go in somebody's pocket. Okay. Well, I guess it would be. I mean, that shouldn't be shocking. That probably go in someone's pocket. That's too bad, though. I mean, all that stuff should be left where it is. I mean, that's been sitting up there for how long now? Almost
over 50 years.
Yeah. I mean, why screw with it now?
Yeah. So that memorabilia, they know where it's at, but these are actually gone and no one knows where they are. One of the biggest ones is Jackie Robinson's first Dodgers jersey when he actually played in that very first game. That jersey has been lost to history. A jersey that he wore in his rookie season had been auctioned off in 2017 to the tune of just over $2 million. So they know that the actual first game ever worn by a black player in Major League Baseball, that probably doesn't even have a number that could even be put on it. Next up is Bobby Thompson's Shot Heard Around the World baseball. That baseball has been lost. His bat, glove, and cleats reside in Cooperstown. Now, dozens of fans have claimed that to have the ball, and one even conned World Series tickets from out of Thompson in exchange for the ball, but it wasn't the actual ball. So no one knows where that ball is, and if anybody even has it, no one knows if it's been passed down or whatever. Another home run ball, which is in Dodgers lore, is Kirk Gibson's home run shot. Where he, of course, famously limped to the plate and hit that home run, helped the Dodgers win in the World Series in '88. That ball has never been recovered. A gentleman has a picture of the ball where the ball hit him, and he has the bruise to prove it. But I guess it hit him and bounced into the stands and it's never been officially claimed as an actual ball. Now, Gibson's bad jersey and helmet from that game have been auctioned off in a total of just over $1 million, and that was an auction in 2010. The other one was, and this one, and Scorekeeper might might be able to let us know whether it exists or doesn't exist. But the confession by Shoeless Joe Jackson has never been found, and there's even a lot of talk about does it even exist. Scorekeeper, to your knowledge, did he actually sign something like this, or is that just part of the lore of the Black Sox?
It's actually part of the lore because he was brought up on charges, he was indicted, and he had signed a confession with the Knicks.
Yes.
So, I believe it was 8 players that were that had all confessed, but they I forget if they were at the district attorney's office. I think they were in the district attorney's office. They broke in and took all of the confessions, not just one, all of them, and they had them all. So, because Shoeless Joe Jackson, unfortunately, did not understand many legal things, as most players did not.
Yeah.
So, Big Dog, as far as we know, all 8 were somewhere. They were stolen from the district attorney's office. The firm that was representing them is one of the 2 involved, as well as Comiskey himself.
Yes.
So, Comiskey may have them. He might have them, but he's dead now.
Okay, now the way it says, according to this, it says just as you said, the Black Sox scandal. It says the confession soon. It says the transcripts were included with the signed confession. It says it soon vanished. Rumor has it thanks to the chicanery of Comiskey and Arnold Rothstein. And of course, the lack of concrete evidence is why the Black Sox were found not guilty. It says the confession reportedly resurfaced only to damage Jackson's chances of returning to baseball. Then the actual physical document disappeared again. It says the problem is the confession story has run haywire according to the Society of American Baseball Research. The transcripts of Jackson and pitchers Eddie Ciotti? What was Seacott, I'm sorry. And Lefty Williams were stolen, but they were recreated with the stenographer's trial notes. It says, as detailed in the 1995 book, The Fix Is In, Jackson recanted his testimony and claimed any confession was penned by his lawyer, in this case, Alfred Austrian, who was also Comiskey's lawyer, who somehow uncovered Jackson's misplaced transcript years later in a thwart for Jackson's bid to return to baseball. So Jackson could never seem to keep his story straight. Sometimes he was on record saying he took $5,000 at the urging of the White Sox, and sometimes he said it was $10,000. But he still maintained that he never physically threw the series or played less than his hardest. He vehemently defended his innocence until his passing in 1951.
Actually, he played very well in the series, and the only one that did not take money was Buck Weaver.
Yeah.
We know that. He did not take money.
But since he
consorted
with them, he was also banned. All right. The other one that's been lost to time is Wilt Chamberlain's 100-point basketball. He, of course, the famous thing, where now, tens of thousands of people say they were there when the actual crowd was only about 4,000 or 5,000. The only thing they have is the picture of him holding up that says 100 points. It is said that the basketball, there's 2 versions of this now, that in the interviews that were being given after the game, which he scored 100 points, they said a 12 to 15-year-old kid, of course, was there listening, grabbed the ball and ran with it, took off, and that they gave chase, but that Will Chamberlain himself said, "Let the kid go. Don't worry about it. You know, it's only a ball." Whether that's true or not, no one knows. The other thing that has been said is that the actual and it's funny because I could actually see this happening. The actual ball was given to Chamberlain, signed by him and the team and the coach, and resided in the Philadelphia Warriors offices. But that when they made the move from Philadelphia to Oakland to become the Golden State Warriors, they lost it in the transit. I could see that happening. The stupidity of that. You know,
Okay.
just memorabilia.
Yeah, okay. But Big Dog, would you also tell us about the video on that 100 game or the 100 point event?
As far as I know, there was no video.
Actually, there was, but it's been lost to history, hasn't it? Because the video was lost to history as well. There is no videographic evidence on that event.
True, but I mean, there's eyewitness accounts, and of course the official scoring card, and all that, which is
Of course it
Hall of Fame.
happened.
Yeah, but yeah. So that ball's been gone. That's pretty much all the main memorabilia that's out there. So, and a lot of these, including the Shoeless Joe Jackson confession, Heritage Auctions actually has $1 million finder's fee. If you can actually find this, they'll give you $1 million just for finding it.
Wait, for which one?
For the Shoeless Joe Jackson confession. If that document actually were to exist and someone finds it and you turn it into Heritage, you get $1 million. If it can if it can be authenticated.
I've told you where it is. It either Comiskey himself has it or his attorney. They're the ones, because the attorneys are the ones that arrange with Comiskey's money to get into the DA's office and steal. You have to understand, folks. Chicago is Chicago, and the Black Sox,
especially back then.
Yes,
especially back then.
Look, there were some dumb, stupid senior clerks around back then, and it wouldn't take them a lot of money to just, let them go ahead and get it. Yeah, it's embarrassing. But they exist. Comiskey has them. They're the Comiskey estate or the attorney.
So you do believe they exist, then? You do believe it exists?
I not only did I tell you it existed, and I told you who had them. When you were going by the story, you mentioned that they showed up again and then disappeared again.
Well, that's the rumor, of course. I mean, no one can. I mean, that's the rumors that went around, and has gone around, but no one can definitively say yes, this happened.
Comiskey held his ground. He had him over a barrel. And why didn't the players ever sue him? They sued baseball to get back in, but they never sued Comiskey for letting them go from their contracts. So, because it was a whole different quasi-relationship. Remember, baseball was an organization that was run by teams. Now, baseball is a more corporate structure where it's Major League Baseball and the teams buy into Major League Baseball. So it's a little different today than it was then. Back then, they should have sued Comiskey, and they didn't sue Comiskey. Think about that. But anyway, we'll go ahead.
It'd be interesting to see what the laws were at that time, where if you even could have sued them.
Oh, of course they can. But no, the labor laws were a lot different. But think about it, guys. They would have gone after the owner, and they never did. So, but that's okay, because they always hoped to get back in, because they couldn't sue Comiskey, because then the other teams wouldn't let him play either. But they established the office of commissioner, and it changed it, and everything, was different, folks. After that, Judge Kennesaw Mountain Landis. Sir, aren't you feeling bad about these baseball players? Aren't you worried about them if you're going to suspend them for life? I sent so many men to the electric chair. I'm not afraid of anyone. Sorry, I was paraphrasing. All right.
Yeah, that was very interesting. I mean, they should do a biography like A&E doing with WWE with all their hidden treasures. I know the big dog had all the collectibles for wrestling that they're looking for, right?
Yeah, that's why I'm in an apartment. Yeah, sure, I have all that stuff.
Yeah, and I'm in a garage, so shut up.
Yeah, but you might have a storage unit like The Undertaker did. Did you see that on Sunday night?
No, I haven't seen it, but I do have a storage unit that has all my other collectibles, yes. Scorekeeper can attest to that.
I have no comment. I have no comment whatsoever. I will neither confirm nor deny the existence of any storage unit. The reason why I will neither confirm nor deny is because the person that has the Kirk Gibson ball, it is one of two people, a fan or an employee. If the employee admits that he has it, they can threaten him with being terminated or taking property, because the Dodgers want that ball back. So, and if you're an employee, you have to return property to the team. So, as a fan, they're not telling anyone, because if people find out that you have the Dodger ball, someone will break in and steal that ball. So, it's just been kept very quiet. I will neither confirm nor deny the existence of any storage unit.
Scorekeeper, what is Big Dog showing us here?
I guess he's got no comment.
Well, he was showing us his coffee mug. You were showing us something else on your phone.
Oh no, he looked when you told him. He looked. That's why he had a little smirk on his face.
Okay, well.
I want to protect the big dog.
Oh, okay. All right.
Protect the big dog. With your big stick.
Protect the big dog. Okay. Yeah.
You know what? I should move the camera here so I'm seated and I get rid of that view back there. Oh look, Jedi.tax. Anyway, there's
you should have a banner. You should have a banner made so that the banner can be. You can put the banner across so that when you're doing your shows throughout the week and such, it still would say Jedi.tax right behind you. Be just above your head. Just have a big old Jedi.tax.
Or you could put.
I was gonna say your hair would get in the way, but never mind.
I'm gonna throw something at you.
Lock faces with his coordinates and fire. All right. Anyway, we're really good. I do want to give a shout out. Apparently, someone was a little unhappy that they gave me a birthday gift and I have yet to wear it. And I sarcastically told her,
"No, I don't want to see assless chaps right now. No, I'm sorry. No assless chaps. I'm sorry.
I was given the Bluetooth communicator, and I haven't worn it because I have not been able to pair it with my phone. Yes, it works just like my communicator now, but I understand that the individual that gave it to me is a bit hurt that I have not worn it. And I was trying to make clear to her that I would rather wear something else, but that conversation ended much, much quicker. But I have it here, and I'm going to have to get it to work very soon.
I was going to say something very rude. Not rude, but...
Go ahead. What is stopping you?
Because if it's the person I think it is, I don't want to insult her.
Take a bit. No.
Like,
I'm so close to wanting to say it, but no, it'll be nice.
Oh, be nice. You mean you'll bite your lip on this one, but you'll tell the pizza oven joke.
I got permission for that.
No.
Yes, I did.
You did not.
Yes, I did.
No, you did not. Anyway, we'll go ahead and continue, ladies and gentlemen. Any of the stories you want to get to? Big Dog, that was really cool. There is other memorabilia out there in baseball that is in private hands that we kind
Oh
of
yeah.
know about. And Big Dog so eloquently stated the items that have been lost to history. There are bats, balls, gloves, hockey sticks, footballs, all across the United States and around the world. But one of the more infamous bits of memorabilia is in Philadelphia, and it is in a bar, if I'm not mistaken, and it is a bat of Pete Rose that is up on the mantelpiece, and it's been identified as being the bat that he had during that year that he broke the record. And it also has been x-rayed, allegedly, and it shows it also had cork inside. Oh, say it ain't so, Pete.
I guess it would be infamous. I wouldn't put it up there
I
with
thought I,
all the. I wouldn't put it up there with
I
all
thought
the
I
other.
did say that.
Yeah,
I
but
thought I said some infamous piece.
yeah,
You did.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. No, you
I
did. That's what I'm saying. I guess it would be infamous, but I would consider like in the lore of some of the other things we've been talking about, or the things you were talking about earlier.
Well, the only reason why I mentioned it is because of the Pete Rose issue, where he says, I only bet on my team to win. That's the only time I cheated. No, Pete, you cheated a lot more than that. But anyway, we can go ahead and go on. Folks, we will be ending the program a bit quicker than normal. I can only go as far as 9 o'clock this morning, so we have about 23, 24 minutes left.
Big Dog, did you happen to see AEW on Wednesday?
Blood and Guts, yes, very good. I was not happy with the ending.
Right.
Jericho being thrown off the top of the cage. Okay, it was a nice bit. Camera angles were completely wrong.
Exactly.
And Jericho, I don't know if he was drunk, completely out of shape, or something, but I don't know if you noticed, Matt, but not 2 minutes after he got into the ring and really didn't do anything when he first got in, he was winded. I mean, he was gassed and sweating.
Yeah.
So I don't know if he was drunk or like, I mean, because he does drink a bit. I don't know if you've seen it, but in podcasts and interviews and stuff, he always has a bottle of vodka with him, and
Really?
he pretty much finishes it during that podcast.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
he didn't do a lot in this match. Now I don't know if that's why they did the big ending, that's so he could save himself. But all in all, it was a great 2 hours. The ending was great. Sammy Guevara cemented himself as one of the a young up and coming superstars. This kid has got it. He's got the moves, he's got the look, and he's got the mic skills. So, yeah, he did. I thought he did a great job. Kudos to all the guys that busted themselves open. There was a lot of blood in this one. As I said, though, camera angles, I was surprised. AEW has done better before, but their camera angles were really bad. This time, the Jericho one, when Jericho cut himself, you could see he was getting ready for it. When Dax busted himself open at the very beginning, you could see he went down and went into his trunks and was getting the blade. So the camera angles were just wrong all the way through. Scorekeeper made a face. Are you wondering because he got the blade to cut himself? That you're surprised that I'm saying that, or that he did it, or that he does it?
It was actually a combination of several things. You got me listening, and then the screen switched. I'm like, what? Am I getting cut out too? So you caught me at that exact moment. There was a video problem on my end, and I apologize.
I thought it might have been when he said he went into his shorts. I'm thinking, what are you talking about? What do you mean he went into his shorts? What's going on?
Yeah, at the elastic part of their shorts, that's usually where they hide the blade that they're going to use. And then they put they put the blade. They do it one of two ways. They hide it in their trunks, or when they tape their fingers they have the blade hidden in the tape, and then during the match when you're getting ready to cut yourself, you take off that first layer of tape so that the blade is exposed. So then when you get hit and you fall face first and you put your hands to your forehead, that's when you do the, what I'm doing on screen. You pretty much just kind of nick your forehead, and that makes you bleed. And of course, with you sweating, it really accentuates the fact that you're busted open, as they say.
I sure
Yeah.
wouldn't want a blade in that
Yeah,
area.
and of course, if you're really old school, or if you really trust the guy that you're wrestling with, you'll let him bust you open, and that's usually above, right on your eyebrow line. That's usually where they'll
Yep.
hit you with their knuckles, and they just on a downward strike, and they bust you open right there. That's if you really trust the guy.
Wow.
Or like guys like Abdullah the Butcher, remember that? Where
Oh,
guys,
he
and,
was.
and guys after him, they picked up on his training because he told them, well, you can still cut a promo, just leave your weapon right here under your tongue.
But to me that's dangerous, though, because anything can
Yeah.
happen. That it can shift. They can accidentally hit you in the face, and there you busted open your mouth. So, but Abdullah
But
Butcher,
imagine, I know, because imagine trying to cut a promo and you know you've got something in your mouth that's going to be used later.
yeah.
You might cut yourself.
But then, of course, look at Abdullah Butcher's forehead. I mean, it looks like a damn road map.
Yeah.
All those old school guys from the '70s. If you ever look at most of those guys that were bleeders back then, and you look at them now, there is so much scar tissue on their forehead. It's it's a testament to their love for their sport, for what they do, that they did it continuously day in and day out. And I'm surprised Ric Flair's forehead doesn't look like that, because that guy knows how to bleed big time. And
knows how to bleed.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Before we go into anything else, though, since you got into wrestling, and I know we're running short on time, I do want to mention one thing. And as you guys know, I'm not a real big fan of Vince McMahon, who of course owns WWE. This what I'm going to talk about right now is a testament to what a piece of shit he is as far as his management is concerned. They did their yearly purge after WrestleMania to get rid of wrestlers, which is fine. That it happens. You're not making the company money, so they let you go. I understand that. It's a business. But the way it's handled afterwards just shows you what he actually thinks of his people. Chelsea Green was one of the wrestlers let loose, and other wrestlers now have come forward and confirmed what she talked about. So she was let go, and because of COVID, and usually the way it's done also, it's usually done via email or phone saying, I'm sorry, we're not going to go forward with you. Good luck in your future endeavors, blah, blah, blah. So you're done with the company. So since you're not actually in the locker room or in the training center, they gather your things and they send it to you. Unfortunately, WWE has now that they're changing it now, but evidently their thing is they send you all your stuff via FedEx, UPS, whatever it is, but they send it in a trash bag because they feel like you're a piece of shit. To me, that's my take on it. That's how they feel about you. So they sent her gear in a bag of trash, a trash bag, hefty trash bag with gear in it. She opens it up and it's not even her gear. She said it was Natty Neidhart's gear. It was Liv Morgan's gear. She said there was a basketball in there. There were men's wrestling boots in there that she doesn't know who belongs to. So in essence,
Was it the 100 basketball?
It might have been. So and other people have come forward and have said the same thing. In fact, John Moxley's wife, who Renee, who was an announcer before the show and a commentator for a very little bit, she said when she was let go, she also received a trash bag filled with her things. And since Chelsea Green came forward on this on Facebook and Instagram and Twitter and stuff, everybody has come forward. At least 10 or 12 people have come forward confirming, yeah, this happened to me also. I got a trash bag. Triple H and Stephanie McMahon, who are pretty much the number 2 and 3 people in the company, came out and profusely apologized. This will never happen again. Blah 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 blah. We're sorry. We didn't know this was happening. And the person that was in charge of, I guess, sending the your stuff back to you has been fired. And they said that this will never happen again. Blah blah blah. But to me, I think they just got caught, and they're just trying to save face. But once again, Vince does not care about these people. People, oh, Vince is great. Vince is, blah, 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 this about Vince. If you're not making Vince money, he does not care about you.
Big Dog.
This also...
Vince is great. Sorry, Matt.
A lot of wrestlers.
But Big Dog, this also falls into the category of whoever the idiot is putting this stuff in the bag, because let's pretend for a second, let's play devil's advocate. Let's say I've got, your ring gear and half of scorekeeper stuff, but I ended up sending it to the Almighty, and half of it gets sent to Dream, and they're like, wait, this is not mine, this belongs to scorekeeper. How do I get in contact with him? So who's ever putting the stuff in a bag, what do? Do they leave it to 1 or 2 people? Here, send Chelsea Green her stuff back, and half of it's not even hers.
Yeah, I know. That's what I was saying. First of all, the fact that they send it in a trash bag is insulting enough, and the fact that they didn't even send you your own ring gear. I mean, pretty much it was okay. Well, there's stuff lying around. It must be hers. Just throw it in the bag. You can tell someone's ring gear. I mean, everybody's ring gear is to that geared to that person. Like Chelsea Green said, she got a leather jacket that was in pink. Black leather jacket with pink highlights with angel's wings on them. That is Natty Neidhart's. Everybody knows that. Anybody that's a wrestling fan knows that's Natty's. A guy who works, because it was a guy that was fired, a guy who works there 5 days a week, 40 hours, a week, and sees these people every freaking day or every third day, whatever it is, for the last 10 years, and you don't know what ring gear you're sending? Come on. I
would be offended if I didn't get my Matt Alvarez wrestling gear and I got Big Dog wrestling gear. I'd be like, no, this is insulting.
Yeah, no, I know, and that's why Chelsea Green said what she said and made it, the public realize what is thought of them once they're released, which is pretty much nothing, Scorekeeper, what would you do if they sent you your things in a trash bag?
Just walk away. I'm not gonna. They're animals already. I wouldn't be surprised. I'm not going to make a big deal of it, because making a big deal of it brings light to it, and the fans that support them are like, yeah, you get what you deserve. Yeah, there are times to just walk away.
And there's a lot of misconception here that people think, well, stuff like this and fired and termination and it's new. No, this has been going on for a long time.
Oh yeah.
I still remember in 1995 when Eric Bischoff, he had faxed Steve Austin his papers to let him know that, well, WCW is not going to use you anymore. You're done with being, a tag team with Brian Pillman, and you're fired.
While he was injured, while he was out injured, let's not forget that one. He was rehabbing from shoulder surgery, and he was let go in the middle of that.
Wow.
Yeah.
So, but that was a blessing in disguise for Stone Cold, because then that made him go to ECW, where he cut those monster promos, shoot interviews on Bischoff and WCW. WWE took note of it, and he, of course, we had
history.
No, remember we had the ungodly ringmaster for a few months.
Yeah,
and then the King of the Ring happened, and then the rest is history.
But still, the number one video, at least of my favorite, I don't know if it's yours, but the ECW Monday Night Crow video. He was so funny in that one. You've got that confused look on your face, like I don't know. You don't know what the heck I'm talking about.
I was looking at Scorekeeper. I'm sorry. Which one? Which promo?
The Monday Night quote where he tried to intimidate and pretend like he was Bischoff. Because Bischoff was doing the announcing at the time in WCW.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
So Paul Heyman thought, well, why don't you just do the same here? But you can do it in ECW. So he does the whole Monday Night quote. He's got the wig on to make everybody think that he's Eric Bischoff, and he starts flapping his gums and he throws everything around. And it was funny because Paul Heyman just let him go.
That was Paul Heyman. I mean, ECW was a renegade wrestling company. That's to say the least.
I'm sorry, I just laughed right now because of Matt's line. You're just flapping his gums. Thought it was funny. I'm sorry.
It was funny.
All right, well, fair enough. As a matter of fact, Roz says that she saw that on an AEW biography.
A&E.
Yeah, A&E's been doing some wrestling biographies. They just did one on Brian Pillman. In fact, that one was Dark Side of the Ring.
Yeah, that's Dark Side of the Ring. A&E just did Roddy Piper. I haven't seen that yet. I'm going to watch that on demand today. I didn't watch it on Sunday. I missed it.
Get some tissues ready because the ending's pretty sad. It's a very good, very eye-opening biography. A lot of things I didn't expect from Piper to be said, and actually, there's a lot of interviews done by Piper that are in this, and his family is really extensively in this. Very good biography. I was very well done, and just shows the personal side of him, which you never saw or heard about when he was wrestling. But I thought it was very well done. Just that the ending is pretty sad. So just getting you ready for that.
You know, gentlemen, we grew up in a different era where, especially for Mr. Piper, to show a side that did not match the persona, it was unheard of. And it was also due to the machismo, understanding of how men operate and stuff. What we're seeing is a new phase in our society because it's a shock to know all that stuff, Big Dog, but we never would have known it because of the way we were in society. It's crazy.
What's going to be interesting, I don't know if Almighty might want to watch it, or even you, Scorekeeper. Originally, as we said, it's called Dark Side of the Ring, which, they delve into the dark side of wrestling, in essence, the stories that have happened and so on and so forth. Brian Pillman was this latest one that was the season premiere. But starting next week, they are going to start a new documentary series called Dark Side of the NFL. And they're going to get into the stories, the bad stories of things that happened in the NFL. The dark side, literally, of the NFL. That starts next week, next Sunday, I believe. So that's going to be really good, I think, because A&E does not pull punches on this. They haven't pulled punches on the wrestling documentaries that they've been doing. They tell it like it was, the bad side of wrestling. Some of it was, with some of these wrestlers that got murdered by mafia, and they talk about it. So I'm hoping they're going to do the same thing for the NFL version of this. And I'm trying to remember if it's called the Dark Side of the NFL or the Dark Side of Football. But that starts next Sunday on A&E, I believe, at either 9 p.m. or 10 p.m. in whatever time zone you're in. But you guys might want to check it out. As I said, the wrestling one is done very well, so I'm expecting no less from the football version of it.
And really quickly, I just want to know before we go, did you see SmackDown last night? It was great hearing Lord Alfred Hayden's voice and.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
A lot of familiarity from the old days.
Raw sucks though still. So.
Yeah, and on a side note, I wanted Reginald to get power bombed last night, but that didn't happen. He deserved it. Well, he deserved it because he said before his match, well, I had a right to be up on the ring apron, but she assaulted me. Well, what the hell were you doing up on the ring apron? I like the way the writers did that. That's why I said he deserved to be powerbombed. But that probably will be at WrestleMania Backlash. Why don't they just call it Backlash? Go back to the Backlash event.
Because they're still trying to get money off a WrestleMania name. Because a lot of those matches are return matches. So
they're what, Big Dog?
Return match. In other words, they had the match at WrestleMania, so they want to have it again because it did well, or they botched it and they want another shot at it. So you call it WrestleMania Backlash, so you can have a lot of those same matches again.
Okay. I'd missed it just because I didn't catch the sound. I was adjusting the sound on my headset. That's why I have it kind of halfway. I have to work on it right now. It's a little annoying to me, but we'll see.
Oh, okay. Well,
we're down to a few minutes, ladies and gentlemen. I offer last thoughts, if you would, please, and we can go ahead and get that done. Matt, last thoughts, then Almighty and Big Dog, Dream if he's there, and we're out. Go ahead.
Well, I'll probably be here for part of the show for the next few weeks and then, be out again. But this was a great show, a great conversation here today. It was awesome. Thank you, guys.
No, thank you, Matt. Almighty?
Well, it's good to be here. We had, like Matt said, we had some great conversation, and I think we made some pretty good points, despite all the nonsense that we were talking about. And I look forward to our next show.
All right, fair enough. Big Dog.
The usual, guys. Have a great weekend. Watch your sports. Be careful out there. I do want to have a special shout out. Tomorrow is Mother's Day, and Monday is Mexican Mother's Day. So happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there. You guys do a great job. I do want to give a special shout out to all the men who are out there pulling double duty as both mother and father. You guys, that take up that extra slack, because for whatever reason the mother is not there. So hats off to you guys. Also, I wanted to mention that.
And there's Dream.
Stud
with
Muffin.
Mexican music.
Stud Muffin. There you go. What's up?
I just want to say happy Mother's Day to everybody out there, all the single parents, all the mothers, all the grandmothers, all the mother-in-laws, everything you could possibly be. You guys are awesome. Keep up the amazing work. You deserve more than one day a year. And everybody who's not, let's make them feel special more than one day a year.
I do want to mention Thomas. That was a very beautiful picture of your wife that you put up on Facebook.
Thank you.
Very beautiful.
Yep,
very beautiful
I'm a lucky
picture.
man.
Yes, you are, and she's lucky also to have you.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's been a glorious and wonderful morning. Of course, we have Matt Alvarez, Almighty, Big Dog, Dream, everyone in the chat room, Aisha, Gridiron Grill, General Dalton, Rosalind, Double D. Thank you for joining us. I don't think we wish them directly a happy Mother's Day to everyone. We want to wish them as well, following the Big Dog's lead. So eloquent what he said, I'm not going to repeat it. Folks, I hope you're doing well with your family. You are part of our extended family. We thank you for being a part of ours. And we look forward to being who we are next week again. So he's Almighty. He's Matt. He's a Big Dog. That's Stream. I'm the scorekeeper. We're out of here. And we're also back on Blog Talk Radio. So you'll hear this program within a few hours on Blog Talk Radio like all the others. So to our Blog Talk Radio audience, we're back. Everyone else, we're out of here. Peace!